bookmaker Gwendolyn Suplee is suing her son's ex-girlfriend, 20-year-old photo lab tech Courtney Starr, for stealing her jewelry and video camera and pawning them to buy drugs.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 554 on the calendar in the matter of Suplee versus Starr. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Suplee, the defendant used to be your son's girlfriend.
Yes.
Son?
Yes.
And she lived in your home for a while, according to what I read in your complaint, or stayed there?
Yes.
And she also had a drug problem. You didn't know that, I assume, at the time.
I was not aware of that.
Your complaint alleges that over a period of time, the defendant stole items from your home and pawned them.
That's correct.
You managed to get some of the things back.
That's correct.
2 items you did not, a bracelet and a video camera.
That's
you want her to
correct.
pay for those things. Ms. Starr says that she took care of everything she stole. She got it back for you. She doesn't know anything about this bracelet or the video camera. That's your defense.
That's right.
What kind of drugs were you addicted to, Ms. Starr?
Prescription Xanax.
But you were getting it from means other than being prescribed by a doctor.
Right. I was getting it through a friend.
How long had you been addicted to Xanax?
It had been going on for about 3 months.
When were you staying at the Suplee home?
It was around last year.
When was she staying at your home?
July and August.
How did you discover the missing items?
Well, I had had minor surgery on the 2nd of September. I did not wear my jewelry that week. So the week after that, I believe it was the 13th, is when I went into my jewelry box to get these 2 rings to wear, and they weren't there. And I got very upset, and I went and woke my son up and my husband up and told them that I could not be late for work. I asked them to
see them, please?
To look around to see if they could locate them, and I left for work.
This was the 2nd week in September?
Yes. When I got to work, my husband called me and said that him and my son had found some pawn tickets in Courtney's purse. Courtney was in jail at the time. She had been arrested that weekend for a DUI. And so they went through her purse and found these pawn tickets in her purse where she had used a false ID and signed a false name on these pawn tickets, and she had taken my rings and a bunch of my other jewelry, which I didn't realize until I talked to my husband. When I called him, it dawned on me that my diamond bracelet and my opal and sapphire ring and my Guan peso earrings were not in there, so I asked him to check in my jewelry box and see if those were there as well, and he looked and he said they were not there. And when he went to the pawn shop and asked them about the ring, they just kind of looked at each other like they knew what he was talking about, but they weren't going to say anything.
You're Mr. Suplee.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened when you went to the pawn shop.
The first couple I went to didn't really tell me much because in Texas you can't really discuss a pawned item. So I went to the third one, and this is the one where they kind of looked at each other, and I asked to speak to the manager, and he came out from the back, and apparently on this particular item, the large diamond ring, she didn't pawn it, she sold it.
How much did she sell it for?
$35.
How many items in total did you ultimately get back from the pawn shops?
I don't know the total number that we got back. I know that we got back everything but 2.
And you got them back because her grandmother intervened, is that right?
That's correct.
You contacted her grandmother?
Well, actually, I called her mother, and I told her mother that we were going to file charges against her for taking these items, and her mother said that she had kicked her out of the house and to do whatever we had to do. So we went down the next day and filed a police report, and I do have the police report here.
May I see it? Go ahead.
So then her grandmother called me at work and asked me what was going on, and I told her basically that Courtney had stolen some jewelry from our home and that I wanted the jewelry back, and that we had filed a police report against her, and if we didn't get the jewelry back that we were going to prosecute her. So she called and talked to him.
What did she say?
She said she had discussed it with Courtney's mother and Courtney, and that she was going to go ahead and help Courtney out and apparently loan her some money.
Good. That's how you got the stuff back.
Yes, ma'am.
What didn't you get back?
We did not get back my gold peso bracelet and a video camera.
Is that a Sony video camera?
No, this is not a Sony video camera. It's a Sharp.
Did you get back a Sony video camera?
No, that was not ours. She's pawned.
Where did you get the Sony video camera?
Sony video camera.
Yeah, that you pawned.
I didn't know that there was a Sony video camera.
So it's possible that you were not in complete control of your senses at all times when you took this property and you stole from more homes than one.
True.
All right. You weren't missing binoculars, were you?
Well, not that I know of, but these were the rest of my jewelry that she pawned that we got back.
I'll take a
in
look at
addition
it.
to the rings.
But I see here binoculars, DVD movies, Black & Decker hedge cutter.
We did not realize those were even gone until we went to the pawn shop, and those were there. Only then did we realize that those had been taken.
Okay. All right, Miss Starr. I'm going to listen. Do you have anything to say to me?
I remember taking the jewelry, all the jewelry.
When did you take the jewelry?
It was spread out. It was like an everyday thing. It went on for a month.
So you mean each day you would go and take something else?
Just so I could go get more Xanax.
Where else did you steal from?
I also stole from my own family.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She has a mother, she has a grandmother. Didn't it strike you, young man, that if she wasn't welcome in her mother's house and her grandmother's house, that there might be something wrong with her?
And later today,
Your oldest son had been in the Marines. He came back from the Marines and tragically, he committed suicide.
Yes, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gwendolyn Suplee says her son's ex-girlfriend, Courtney Starr, stole her jewelry and video camera and pawned them for drugs.
How much is the gold bracelet worth?
The gold bracelet we bought 15 years ago when we went on a trip to Cancun. So since it was 15 years ago, I do not have a receipt for it, but it was $650. I have pictures of me wearing it.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
What's the son's name?
James.
James, you're going to take your father's place, please. James, you have a drug problem?
No.
Did you?
No.
Did you know that Miss Starr had a drug problem?
Well, I did in time. So we realized this was going on, and I realized that it was a problem.
I'm talking about before that.
No.
Before the jewelry episode.
No.
Had no clue?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah.
How long had you been together?
Oh, about 6 months.
Why did you invite her to your house?
Well, things were going pretty good, and after she started staying and spending a lot of time with me, she had lost her job, and she just kind of fell off the edge, and stuff started going downhill.
I don't know what that means.
She lost her job. We started having problems. She didn't have any money, and that's when I realized that something funny was going on. That's when I decided to check her purse for the pawn tickets, right after my mom realized that the jewelry was missing.
That doesn't answer my question, James. If you're dating somebody for 6 months, you don't invite them to come to your house to stay. She has a mother, she has a grandmother. Didn't it strike you, young man, that if she wasn't welcome in her mother's house and her grandmother's house, that there might be something wrong with her?
Yeah, I mean, she's welcome at her mother's and her grandmother's house. It was...
James, what do you do?
I'm a human resource manager.
How old are you?
25.
Where do you live?
Lake Dallas, Texas.
Do you live at home?
Yes.
Not anymore.
I just recently moved out a few weeks ago.
Who do you live with?
2 roommates.
Perfect. That'll help him grow up. It's time. Time he wasn't tethered to your side. Do you have any other children home?
No, I do not.
Yes! When did you buy the video camera?
We bought the video camera in 1979. Here is the receipt for the video camera.
Can I see it, please?
It came from Fry Electronics.
You have receipts from 1979. You are one organized
no, I did
lady.
not. I did not. I had to call them up, and we had to get them to mail it to us. I did not have it.
That wasn't 1979, Gwen.
Huh?
It wasn't 1979.
What year was it?
Well, it'll say on the receipt,
Yeah.
but it wasn't 79.
Okay.
$382, is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's go back. $1,060. I hope that completes the debt. hope that you didn't take any property from anybody else. You off the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Working? Mm-hmm. Where?
I am a photo tech at Walmart.
Okay, fine. Where are you living?
My parents.
Getting along all right?
Yes, I've cleaned up a lot.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Well, so you have another 60 years to go. So you have 60 years to do it right. First couple of years weren't so hot. Make sure the last 60 are better.
Right.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,060. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've just had a rough life. I guess it's because of my childhood.
It hurt. It hurt a lot.
I've learned to shape my life up, quit doing drugs.
We don't hate her. We don't like what she did, but we don't hate her.
I knew I needed to change.
I tried to have some understanding for the fact that there was drugs involved and maybe she wasn't in her right mind. But at the same time, you make your own bed.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Daniels versus Sizemore. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Tammy Daniels is suing her ex-husband, factory worker George Sizemore, for his share of their son's funeral expenses. George says Tammy didn't consult him regarding the arrangements.
Ms. Daniels, the defendant is your former husband. You have 2 children together, or had 2 children together?
Yes, ma'am.
Your oldest son had been in the Marines.
Yes, ma'am.
Where was he stationed?
He was in Paris Island, and then he went to Camp Lejeune, South Carolina.
He came back from the Marines, and tragically, he committed suicide.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
was that?
It was in Louisville, Kentucky.
When?
On July the 17th, 2004.
It is your claim that your former husband agreed to pay for half of certain funeral expenses, and he did not.
Yes.
That's what you're suing him for.
Yes, ma'am.
And your former husband says that he was not consulted with regard to things that you purchased, certain flowers, memorial stone, and he's not paying for it.
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Okay. When did you make the arrangement, Mrs. Daniels, with Mr. Sizemore to pay certain of the funeral expenses?
My son died on July the 17th. My ex-husband come to my house. That was on a Saturday. My ex-husband come to my house on a Sunday with my husband and my son and my sister, and a few of my other family members was there, and we discussed the flowers. He helped pick out the flowers. We had a meeting Saturday when I found out my son died. We had to go to Grayson's funeral home, and we had to pick out the funeral service, the casket, and everything. It totaled up that day to be, just for the funeral service, $5,998.70.
What was the discussion about the flowers?
He agreed to pay half of them that
That's what I want to
Friday.
know. He agreed to pay for half.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much were the flowers?
The flowers was $225.
And what else did he agree to pay for?
He agreed to pay half of the gravesite.
How much was the gravesite?
$400.
Who paid for that?
Me and my husband.
What else did he agree to pay for half of?
He agreed to pay half for the headstone.
Who picked out the headstone?
My sons.
Did Mr. Sizemore have any input in the headstone?
Yes, I called him that Saturday morning when we were going to look for the headstone and asked him if him and Mary would meet us up at the monument, and he said that he couldn't make it. I said, George, are you going to help me with our son's headstone and the money you owe us? And he said, I don't have the effing money.
I'm going to hear you, Mr. Sizemore.
Okay. To start out with, yes, we started looking at the flowers on that Sunday. You know,
Okay.
I did agree to pay half of the flowers for
Okay.
the flowers. As far as the gravesite went, yes, the funeral director did say it was going to be an additional $400. And I said that was fine with me. You know, it started out, I'd wanted him buried.
Just a second. So you agreed to pay for half the gravesite?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Yes, I
All
did.
right, fine.
Okay, and during the time that we were setting up the funeral arrangements and the graves and all that, I was asked that, you know, we were asked where did we want him buried. I wanted him buried in my family area. Okay, her sister and her spoke up and said, well, we want him close to our mom, which is fine if he'd been buried there. My son is buried in a public cemetery by himself. You know, I didn't agree to that site.
Why is that, Ms. Daniels?
My son is buried where the spots was open, and it's right down from my mom. And
Just a minute. Is there any reason why, if he wasn't buried in the same plot as your family, that he wasn't buried in Mr. Sizemore's family's plot?
He lives about 6 miles from where we live. He has to come through Charlestown to go to Old Tisco. He goes by my son's grave every day. That was right there where everybody could go and visit my son.
Okay, fine, that's a reason. That's a reason. Okay, so far, Mr. Sizemore, I see that you owe your former wife $312 for the expenses that you agreed to pay half for and did not. I don't know about the tombstone because I haven't heard an agreement to pay for half of that.
As far as the headstone goes, they called and asked me about, meeting and getting it. And I told them that the only requirement that I actually asked for on that is that it be black granite. Time prior, before my son passed away, we talked about things like that because, I'm getting older, and he's always telling me,
How old are you?
42. Okay.
When you're 42, you don't think about what color granite you want on your gravesite.
I do. Life's too fast to think about things like that. But anyways, to go on, I said the only thing that really requires that would be black granite, and with him being in the military, he's very proud of that. I wanted that. I wanted something with his battalion or whatever. And I said, I will not pay over $1,000 for my half of this headstone.
Okay, so how much was that stone?
The headstone totaled out to $3,745.
Okay. So he already told you that he wasn't going to pay for more than $1,000?
No, he did not. He told me he would pay half when I talked to him on the phone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Was the stone that you selected black granite?
Yes, ma'am.
Is black granite?
He's never been there to see.
Ma'am, I cannot go up there. My family's gone. I said, yeah. As far as I know, it is, yes.
Okay, well, then you got half of what you want because I assume it doesn't say anything about the military. Is that right?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Yes, it does. This guy's military picture on it.
So it has his military picture on it. So you got your black granite and you got his picture on it.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got to pay $1,000 for it. That's what you said. Let's say that that's what you said, that you were going to pay $1,000 for it. So that's $1,312. Look, Miss Daniels, when somebody dies prematurely like this, anger is a much easier emotion to deal with than loss and sorrow. Don't be angry. Don't be angry at her. The fact that your son isn't buried in a place that you would have preferred.
I'm not angry with her.
So don't be angry.
I'm not.
You have to sort of put a period, take care of this responsibility.
Yes, ma'am.
And look forward. Don't say anything else. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Maria Bosworth is suing her ex-husband, police officer Anthony Bosworth Sr., for having her falsely arrested for child abuse. Anthony claims he did nothing wrong.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 251 on the calendar in the matter of Bosworth versus Bosworth. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Bosworth, this is your former husband.
Yes, ma'am.
You have 2 children together, and it is your claim that he is responsible for having you falsely arrested after an incident that involved one of your children who was 18.
Yes.
Mr. Bosworth says that you caused the whole incident yourself.
Correct.
Now, you were married when?
In 1988.
And when were you divorced?
97, ma'am.
Who had primary physical custody of the children in 1997?
I did.
And how often did their father spend time with them?
Not that often, ma'am.
How often, Mr. Bosworth, did you visit with your children starting in 1997?
It varied. It usually was once a week.
Usually. Sometimes you skipped a week?
Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on my work schedule.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a police officer right now.
How long have you been a police officer?
Since 1999.
And did you have a reasonable relationship with your former wife?
No, my relationship with my former wife has been hostile and unreasonable.
Okay. Now, I tried to piece together from your complaint and from your answer what transpired on, what date this happened?
July 24th of 05.
And I gather that you had an argument with your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
The argument was about?
Her not cleaning her room.
Had that been an ongoing problem?
Yes, all weekend I had asked her to clean her room, Friday and Saturday. Sunday, her room was still a mess. She constantly was on the telephone, and at that point, I removed the cell phone. I told her until she was to clean the room, that cell phone was not going to be given back to her.
Now, this is the problem. Mr. Bosworth.
Yes.
Your former wife takes the telephone away from her daughter, who has not followed a house direction. So far, correct?
Correct.
And as far as I'm concerned, so far, her prerogative. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would.
So your daughter calls you on the phone and says to you, she took my phone away.
No.
Well, tell me what happened, sir, that brought you over to the house that day.
I originally got the phone from my daughter.
I don't care. Don't give me any stories about giving the phone to a teenage daughter. How did you come over to the house that day, Mr. Bosworth?
I had gotten tired of not being able to contact my daughter via the cell phone. Therefore, I went to the house that day. On July 24th of 05.
July 24th, you tried to contact your daughter.
Yes.
And you couldn't.
Correct.
Go ahead.
So the phone was in my name. I purchased the phone for her use. Therefore, I wanted the phone back because if my daughter's not going to be able to use it...
Mr. Bosworth, you're skipping a step, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't skip a step with me.
What step would you like me to begin at, Judge?
I want to know when you found out that your former wife had taken the phone away from your daughter.
I had called that day, and my daughter had told me...
That's right.
That she had taken the phone again.
So, you went over there because you wanted your phone back.
Correct.
Wrong! 125% wrong. Your daughter complained to you that her mother took the phone, and you went over there and stuck your nose in where it didn't belong. Because while your daughter is living under her mother's roof, her mother owns the air she breathes.
Okay.
And if you gave your daughter a phone to use, you don't get in between that sort of discipline between her and her daughter. You interfered with discipline for the person who has primary physical custody of the two children. She ignored her mother's direction for 3 days, and her mother said, listen, I'm tired of seeing you sitting on the phone for 3 days while I asked you to clean up the room that's in my house that I pay for. So give me the phone. You come and say, it's not your phone. You give me the phone.
Correct.
That was the wrong thing to do, sir. Now, did you call the police, sir?
When I went to retrieve the phone, my ex-wife slammed the door in my face and refused
Because you came in and said, what did you say, Mr. Bosworth?
I asked my ex-wife...
What did you say? Don't ask me.
If she would give me the phone back.
What did he say, Miss Bosworth? That's not what you said.
Where the F is my phone?
That sounds right, Mr. Bosworth.
That
sounds right, Mr. Bosworth, because how far do you live?
About 5-10 minutes from her house.
And what were you doing when you called your daughter and said, I can't get in touch with you?
I was just hanging around the house, I believe.
And what time of the day or evening was it?
Early evening, sometime
And your
after
family
4.
was home?
I believe so.
And you have wife?
Yes.
You have children?
Not with my current wife, no.
She has children?
Yes.
That live with you?
Yes, at the time.
Good. So now you have a wife and children, and you get up and you leave them to go over and retrieve your cell phone. So my sense of that, sir, is that you were annoyed, especially since you indicated to me briefly a moment ago that it's not the first time she's taken away the phone, right?
Correct.
So you were really annoyed this time. And when you got there, you want me to believe, Mr. Bosworth, that you said to your former wife, may I please have my phone back? That's what you want me to believe you said?
Your Honor, I am not a loud person. I'm not a violent person.
I don't say you're loud or violent, sir. I'm asking you if you want me to believe that you knocked at the door and said, I'd like my phone back.
I'm not hostile to the point where I will curse at her in her own home. I am very respectful of her in her own home as well as my children in her own home.
You know, sir, I know you've been a police officer for almost 10 years. I've been sitting here for almost 30. Some things make sense and some things don't make sense. What doesn't make sense is why somebody would get in their car in the evening, leave their family, and go over to their former wife's home where there had been a dispute with an adult child, because she's 18 years old, and there was no indication that her mother had beat her, had tied her to a radiator, had stripped her down and throttled her with a belt. She took away her cell phone because she was being disrespectful. You left your family, you went over there, and you caused a problem.
No, I did not.
Oh, yes, you did. Did you call the police?
Before the problem...
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Because you didn't get your cell phone?
Because I didn't want a problem with my ex-wife.
Slam the door.
Mr. Bosworth, you're not following me, sir. If you think that you're right, I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. And I'm usually very, very respectful of police officers because I think that they do a very tough job. You abused your position as a police officer by calling the police to go over there and retrieve a cell phone.
At that time.
They have better things to do than to deal with your ego. They have people to protect. And if you wanted your cell phone back, all you have to do is you call and you say to the cell phone company, I'm discontinuing the service on this cell phone. That's it. And you tell your daughter, listen, you want to live with your mother? You got to live with her rules. I'm not interfering with that. You chose to interfere with it, and you made a big to-do over nothing. And if you feel as if you're being dressed down today, you are. You are being dressed down because you did the wrong thing. That doesn't mean that you have a case, Miss Bosworth. That means that he behaved badly.
Yes.
So far.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I said, I don't have his phone. This officer said, you're lying. At this point, he came around, handcuffed me so quickly, I couldn't even tell you how he put the cuffs on me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maria Bosworth claims ex-husband, police officer Anthony Bosworth Sr., had her falsely arrested for child abuse. Anthony says Maria got herself arrested.
What kind of community do you live in? How big a town?
About 150,000 citizens.
And how many police officers for 150,000 citizens?
350 to 400. I might add that at the time of the incident, I was not a police officer at that time. I had gotten laid off in 2003 and reinstated at the beginning of this year.
So you were a police officer. So these were people that you knew?
Not personally.
These were people that you knew and that knew that you were a police officer.
Yes.
Otherwise, you know what they would have said to you if they called up and said, I'm going to my ex-wife's house to get my cell phone back? They would have said to you, don't get us involved with this, Mr. Bosworth. You want your cell phone back, go to civil court. But because they were covering for you, they reported and took people away from important business to deal with your ego. Outrageous. Okay, so what happened when the police got there?
He had called me on the phone and was rude and belligerent, and I hung up the phone. That's why he got to my house so quickly, because he was upset that I hung up, because I was not going to tolerate him being disrespectful on the phone. When he got to my door, he rang the bell excessively, I would say 20 to 30 times. And when I got to the door, I slammed the door. I told him, you don't know what's going on, you need not to meddle. He never asked me what had occurred for me to remove the cell phone from my daughter. So at that point, I went back to baking as I was. I realized I needed some additional spices. I left, and Mr. Bosworth's outside, and he said, where are you going? The police are on their way. I looked at him, and I said, you entertain them. I feel that I didn't do nothing wrong for the police to be at my home.
Absolutely right.
I got in my van, and I proceeded to back up. The officer came, and he acknowledged Mr. Bosworth. He said, hello, Boz. And my ex-husband said, she's about to pull out. The officer said, no, she's not. Pull that van forward. At that point, I complied. He put his cruiser behind my van. The officer got out, went to Mr. Bosworth, shook his hand. They gave a hug, and they started talking.
Put your hand down, sir.
I went right up to my daughter, Your Honor. She was outside as well. And I put my hand on her arm, and I said, come here. Having Daddy and the police here doesn't change the rules in there. Mr. Bosworth, that I heard him tell Officer, get her away from her. My daughter at this point was crying uncontrollably. This girl, all she wanted was her cell phone, and his intention was to get it out of my hand and put it in her hand, undermine my authority. This is why my kids don't respect me.
Got it. At what point were you arrested?
I would say a half hour later. At this point, my daughter was crying. The officer kept on grabbing me, and I have photos, Your Honor, of what he did to my arm, his buddy. This is not from the shacks. This is actually from him holding me. And I kept on telling the officer, please let go, you're hurting me. And he kept on grabbing. I said, you're hurting me, let go, what's your problem? He got in my face and he said, get your effing in the house or I'm going to find many reasons to arrest you. So at this point, I said, let go, you're hurting me. And he kept on squeezing tighter. So I did go in the home. My daughter was pressed on time. She left crying uncontrollably with her boyfriend. Mr. Bosworth and this officer stayed in front of my house for a good 15 minutes. And I couldn't figure out why are they still there. And I went inside of the garage, Your Honor, to listen. And I heard Mr. Bosworth tell him how of a B I am of an ex-wife. and that mentally and physically I abused my children.
I want to know at what point you were arrested.
At this point, I decided to go in my backyard. I thought the matter was over. They were just talking. I was hoping to God that they just leave. And I was in the backyard. This officer opened my gate, and it's a 6-foot tall gate. And he came and he said, "Where's his phone?" I said, "I don't have his phone." This officer said, "You're lying." At this point, the officer called me a liar. I said, "Sir, I'm not comfortable with you because you know my ex-husband. I want a supervisor." My cordless phone was right there where I was on my deck. I got my cordless phone, and I pressed 9, and I attempted to dial for a supervisor. He came around, handcuffed me so quickly, I couldn't even tell you how he put the cuffs on me.
Listen, Miss Bosworth, why didn't you sue the police department?
My attorney told me to wait until the matter was over, and in June of this year, 06, it was over. I did file charges.
And the case was dismissed?
Yes. He never showed up in court, Your Honor.
Good thing. But is your attorney filing a lawsuit against the police department?
We are in the process.
That's exactly what you should do.
Yes.
Him too. Him too. Outrageous conduct, sir. Outrageous abuse of your power. Let me see the police report.
If you look at the police report, it was not my actions that caused her to get arrested.
Oh, listen to me, sir. Listen to me, sir. I know exactly what happened, sir. I want to see what the police officer wrote down in this police report. Not necessarily that I believe it.
All
lies. I just want to read it. Outrageous. Your conduct is outrageous, Mr. Bosworth. I'm amazed that you're a peace officer.
Mm-hmm.
Officers were dispatched to assist a subject in retrieving his cell phone.
And they know him.
Shh. Where is your daughter now, Miss Bosworth?
She's in college in Georgia.
Is this her first year in college?
Yes, ma'am.
Graduated from high school with reasonable grades?
3.2.
And she got the 3.2 living in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Not living with her father?
No, ma'am.
I'm speaking. Not living with her father?
Never.
Who filled out her applications with her?
I did.
Not her father?
No.
Father gives her cell phones?
Oh, yeah.
The fact that your former husband exercised the poorest of judgment does not make your case actionable against him. The fact that he abused his power as a police officer, despite the fact that he'd been a laid-off police officer, calling the police. And you lied to me, by the way, when you said you didn't know these officers. The police officer said that he knows you. Abused his power. That's also not actionable. He has the right to come over to your house. He also has the right to call the police. They have the right to hang up on him and say, you know, go to civil court, as in their protocol for most things that have to do with property. They chose not to do that in this case. And in my view, that is actionable on your part, civilly, against the police department, not necessarily against him.
He instructed the officer to arrest me if I didn't give the cell phone. If I gave the cell phone, I would never got arrested.
I never instructed any police officer
They
to
told
take
me
action.
down at the police station.
Your Honor.
Just a second, sir. You know, officer.
No, I do not, personally.
Well, he says,
We were partners.
the above, a male known to the officer.
All officers know each other's names, especially laid-off officers at that time.
Well, sir, what I'm saying to you is,
He knew I was
very
a police
easy,
officer, yes.
very, very easy for you to resolve that, sir. You could have brought officer with you as a witness.
I tried to get both officers to come as a witness, and they both told me they didn't want anything to do with this woman.
I wouldn't either, because I got to tell you something.
As well as the witnesses that were there, her neighbors, they didn't want anything to do with this. They wrote statements. They showed me pictures of her past incidences.
Your Honor.
Listen to me, sir.
May I ask?
Miss Bosworth, I want to tell you something.
Yes.
He did the wrong thing. I think that in 1,000 years, he never expected to come here today and be dressed down. Never expected to be dressed down, because nobody has told him he was wrong, except you. And he doesn't believe you because he thinks you're nutty. I'm prepared to tell him that he's wrong, that he did absolutely 100% the wrong thing that day in July.
Thank you. May I add something, Your Honor?
No, it's not necessary.
It's important.
Okay.
My attorney tried to subpoena the 911 call. There was never a 911 call. He called officer on his personal cell phone. He knows he has the section of my city. My attorney...
Just a second. Eventually, if this matter proceeds to a civil lawsuit against the city, which I assume it will, and I assume it should, they can't doctor 911 calls dating back to July.
Your Honor.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Was there a 911 call?
No, there was not. I called the police non-emergency line to ask for an assist to prevent a breach of the peace. Therefore, they determined which officer would show up.
Just a second. You called a non-emergency number that
Yes.
takes you right into the police station.
The dispatch
That
center,
takes
yes.
you right into the police station.
Yes.
I got it.
Not directly.
I got it. No, I got it. I got it. Where is that number published?
In the yellow pages. Yeah, yellow pages of the phone book.
Not a 911 number, though.
No, ma'am.
No. So that peace officers know how to get in touch with that number, right?
Every citizen should know that.
No, I don't. We have a large audience here. I want you to raise your hands, please, if any of you know the non-emergency number to get to your local police precinct in order to have a car dispatched. Raise your hand. Look at this.
Ma'am, it's in the phone book.
Look, I don't care if it's in the phone book. You just said to me every citizen should know the number.
They should.
Look at these. These are intelligent people. I don't know the number, and you're not going to find anybody more intelligent than me when it comes to law enforcement, Mr. Bosworth.
I believe you, Your Honor.
The case against him is dismissed. But I wish that I were the judge presiding over the case against the police department where
What
you
about the
live.
mental anguish I suffered according
Listen, you picked him. You picked him. But your lawsuit is a valid one. He exercised poor judgment that day. Poor judgment is not compensated in this way. But the police department have a duty to act responsibly. They have a duty, and they acted not only irresponsibly, but there is no question that they responded to that location because of who he was, and they did absolutely the wrong thing. It was a nonviolent situation when they were asked to come to help retrieve a cell phone, and I absolutely believe you when you say that the police officer came back and said to you, now I want the cell phone. That, sir, is a civil matter. Clear? Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Anya Nunes is suing fellow motorist Jeff Sorensen for purposely damaging her car during an incident of road rage.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 259 on the calendar in the matter of Nunes versus Sorensen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Thank you, Bird. All right, let's get some background information here, folks. What date did this incident happen with your cars?
June 30th of this year, 2006.
What time?
Approximately 2 o'clock.
You were driving? Mm-hmm. Who was in the car with you?
I was alone.
You were driving?
And I was alone, too.
Where were you going?
I was going to the last day at my job, and I'm a chef and caterer, and I was coming to pick up the pots and pans I had in my kitchen.
And where is the kitchen?
There's a door to the kitchen that is right along the street that I was trying to find a parking place right in front of the door.
Okay. And what about you, Mr. Sorensen? Where were you going?
I was going into a paint shop that was right in front of where I parked.
Now, what I gather and what I've been able to put together and what I know from common sense and from driving a car for a long time is that a parking space became available. The car pulled out of the spot, and you followed that car into the spot with the nose of your car. Is that what happened, Mr. Sorensen?
Not totally, Your
That's totally what happened, Mr. Sorensen. You did not parallel park. Car pulled out, leaving a spot, and you pulled in.
There was a car parked in front of the spot, if you look at the map. I could not fit into it by nosing in totally.
That's the way you started into the spot.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Now, Miss Nunez says she was waiting for a spot on the same street. She saw this car getting out, but in order to accommodate the car so the car didn't have to struggle, she pulled up a couple of car lengths to wait for the car to pull out so that she could parallel park by pulling back, which is the way one parallel parks. The car pulled out, and according to Miss Nunez, you pulled into the spot, and the fight was on. So far, is that pretty accurate, Miss Nunez?
Yes.
And there's no question in my mind, Mr. Sorensen, that is precisely what happened. You want to know why I know it's precisely what happened, Mr. Sorensen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you say in your answer that you noticed a red BMW. Is that what you drive? Mm-hmm. Double parked a couple of car lengths away. Well, there would be no reason for Miss Nunez to double park because she had business there. She wasn't waiting for somebody to come out of the store. She hadn't dropped somebody off and was waiting for them to give her something. She had to park her car in order to go into a place to retrieve items. So I know that she was waiting for a spot. And we know that people parallel park, which is she couldn't have pulled back behind this spot. She let the person who was pulling out, spot that she saw first, get out of the spot. You, Mr. Sorensen, were being a wise guy. And if you weren't being a wise guy, then when she came back and she said, you know, that's my spot, you should have said, oh, well, I'm sorry. I thought you were double parked. I'll get out. Which is not what you did. Smart Alec, that is not what you did.
There were several double parked cars on that block.
Her car was not double parked, sir. She was waiting for the spot. And you acknowledged that in your answer, that she was double parked 2 car lengths ahead. So when she pulled back and she said to you, that's my spot, I've been waiting for it, what did you say to her?
Well, that's not how it happened, Your Honor. I was fully parked and my motor was off. While getting out of my car, she backed into me. There were several double parked cars on that block because there was a mosque on the opposite side of the street that was coming out.
Sir, you told me that you saw her car double parked in front. That's what you told me in your answer.
Yes, I did.
Now, you're not lying there, are you?
No, I'm not
You didn't
lying.
say there were a lot of other cars double parked. I'm telling you her car was not double parked. Her car was waiting for the spot because she had seen the spot, and you could have, Mr. Sorensen, waited for the spot to become vacant, pull up, and then properly parallel park.
Well,
You chose not to do that, sir. I read your answer. You chose to spray your turf first, which was put your nose in the
That's
spot.
not true, Your Honor.
And then later you deal with it.
That's not true, Your Honor.
No. No. You know, common sense goes a long way, Mr. Sorensen. So then a road rage incident transpired. Now, Ms. Nunez, now that I got the lay of the land, I would like you to tell me what happened.
Like I said, I was parked next to his truck. He was right here. And I rolled down the windows on my car and I told him, you just stole the
No,
parking.
tell me. Not
Okay, I'm sorry.
I
Okay.
want you to tell me exactly what you said to him.
I said, you just stole a parking space I really need.
And what did he say to you?
What are you going to do about it? And I did call him and he
After
looked at
that?
me. Yes, and then he looked at me, paused, took the door of his truck, and with all his body weight and all his might, slammed it as hard as he could against my car. I got out of my car to see that if he had damaged it and also to get his license plate number. When I did that, he bound out his passenger door, came around his truck, and took his body with his stomach and pinned me against the back of my car.
Not true, Your Honor.
It is very true.
Not true.
To the point where my elbows were on my trunk as he was screaming at me, what are you going to do about it?
Because at this point, you were blocking his car.
Well, yes.
Go.
So he's pinning me against the car. I told him there's like witnesses everywhere. He said, watch, nobody's going to help you. I can do whatever I want to you and nothing's going to happen to me.
Don't make things up as you're going
No,
along.
I'm
Ms.
not.
Nunez.
That's exactly what he said to me.
You have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. Who are these people? Were either of them here?
My sister is here for moral support, but I also have Officer Chan that responded to, I waved him down to respond to the scene.
Officer Chan, would you step forward, please? You're a police officer in San Francisco?
Yes, working in the San Francisco Patrol Special Police Division.
What do you know about this incident on the 30th of June?
I found 2 people, this female driving a red BMW and this gentleman driving a black Ford pickup.
Did Mr. Sorensen at any time disclaim responsibility for the damage to her car?
Yes, he did.
What did he say, if you remember?
He said, well, I didn't do it. And he said, check the paint.
And did you?
Yes, I did. I saw a white paint that is in his door.
In his door?
Correct.
And on her door?
Scratches, yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Sorensen, now I'm going to hear you, sir. Go.
I have an estimate for her car that shows damage from the rear bumper all the way up to the rear mirror, which would go and coincide of what happened at the impact happened while she was backing up.
Sure.
Okay.
I'd like to see it, please.
I marked it on the tab, the whole side, which explains my statement on how I had to scramble back into my car while she was backing up.
Your Honor, I have an estimate that says that there's only one single dent in my car.
Oh, may I see it, please?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's no question in my mind, Mr. Sorensen, that you pulled your nose into that space as so many other piggish people have done.
And later today,
Do you really think that they keep me here because I'm young and gorgeous?
No,
Mr. Grady, that was the wrong answer, Mr. Grady.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tanya Nunez claims fellow motorist Jeff Sorensen owes for intentionally damaging her car during an incident of road rage.
Now, most people who behave civilly, Mr. Sorensen, will wait their turn for things, wait their turn to get a parking space, understand exactly the frustration that somebody feels when they've been sitting and waiting for a parking space for a long time, and somebody who has very poor manners comes up and says, here I see an opportunity, and I'm going to take it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's not the way it was, Your Honor.
That's exactly the way it was, Mr. Sorensen. There is no question in my mind that this lady did not pick a fight with you. There's no question in my mind that she did not start up with you. There is no question in my mind that she had given the car an opportunity to exit that parking space civilly and parallel park as she was taught to do. And there's no question in my mind, Mr. Sorensen, that you pulled your nose into that space, as so many other piggish people have done, and said, it's my spot now. You have a problem, Mr. Sorensen. Your problem is you behaved badly that day, and you're not willing to accept responsibility for it. And I have a feeling it's not the first time that you behaved badly. And I think she said to you exactly what she said to you, which was, you took my parking space that I really need, and the response that you gave her was exactly the response that she testified to.
Not true, Your Honor.
You're out of order, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All these are excused. You may step out.
She got fired that day, and she was collecting her stuff at the end of work, and I think she was frustrated.
Actually, I quit my job, so it has absolutely no validity in this case.
I went off on her. There was road rage, and I apologized to her for that.
I feel very sorry for the defendant, and I think he'd be a lot happier if he got anger management.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Augusto versus Grady. Step forward.
21-year-old Tiffany Augusto is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old Robert Grady, for vet bills incurred after two of his dogs had a fight.
Miss Augusto, Mr. Grady was your boyfriend. He's got a lot of dogs. His dogs fight. And according to your complaint, you extended a loan to him in order to pay for one of the dogs when the dog was injured. You want him to repay this bill.
Yes.
Mr. Grady says that it was not a loan, it was a gift. You wanted to do it for him. He was perfectly prepared when the dog was injured to have the dog killed, right?
Yeah, I was going to have it put down.
Put down is a nice word. Killed is the word.
Well, yeah,
you mean
I was
killed,
gonna have the
right?
dog killed, yeah.
You mean killed. Your choice was to either take care of the dog and have this animal that was your pet, right?
Yes, correct.
Fixed by a doctor. And you would have chosen, because of the cost, to kill it.
Yes.
Okay. You are clearly an animal lover, sir.
Yeah. I have
How many do you have?
Well, right now I have 4 dogs.
How many did you have when you were together?
5.
Tell me what kind of dogs you have.
Pit bulls, and the one that was hurt is a Rottweiler German Shepherd mix.
Do the pit bulls all come from the same litter?
No, they didn't. The pit bulls I acquired from different people. The pit bull that did the attacking was a pit bull I saved off the street. I found him walking down the street. He was almost dead, bleeding. Took him in, took care of him. He got along with the rest of the dogs. One day I got a call that the dogs got into a fight, and I went home, checked on it. The dog was pretty injured bad. We took him to the vet.
Which dog? Which one?
The Rottweiler.
How old was the Rottweiler?
About 4 at the time.
You don't do anything bad with these dogs, like have them fight, do you? They're
No.
just your pets.
Yeah, they're family pets.
Family pets. And you care for them?
Yes.
Then why, sir, when one of your members of your family was injured, why would you even contemplate killing it?
Well, I had no money to save its life. So it was the only other road. I can't go home with the dog with its jaw half ripped off.
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Grady. Were you working?
No.
How were you supporting yourself?
I was living at home at the time.
Living at home with whom?
With my mother.
How old are you?
23.
How did you support yourself? How does he support himself? How does he support himself?
His mother.
What else?
At that time, it was me.
While you were together, was Mr. Grady ever arrested for any illegal activity?
Yes.
For what? Look at me.
I was never really told why. He would lie to me most of the time.
Right.
What were you arrested for, Mr. Grady?
I was arrested. I had a drug possession charge.
Right. Pit bulls and drug possession charge. Mr. Grady, do you really think that they keep me here because I'm young and gorgeous?
No,
Mr. Grady, that was the wrong answer, Mr. Grady. You see, either way, you're in trouble. No, ma'am, would be the wrong answer. Yes, ma'am, would be also the wrong answer.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That was never spoken to me, that option.
I'm going to get to it.
That's always been her problem. She don't know when to shut up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tiffany Augusto claims ex-boyfriend Robert Grady owes for vet bills after 2 of his dogs had a vicious fight.
Okay. What are you working at now, Mr. Grady?
Nowhere.
You're not working now either?
No.
So it's been a long time for you not to be working, Mr. Grady.
Yep.
How many times have you been arrested for drug possession, Mr. Grady?
Twice.
What's the status of those cases, sir?
Oh, they're all done now. Got the fines paid and let go. They're minor
Who
misdemeanors.
paid your fines?
Well, I paid the fines.
From what?
I do a little work on the side here and there with a couple buddies.
Well, that's what I want to know, Mr. Grady.
All right.
What do you do on the side, sir?
Well, my friend has a delivery company that he subcontracts.
What does he deliver?
Electronics from, like, a Best Buy store. I'd come in there a couple days out of the week, and he would pay me. So that's how I got my fines paid.
You think I should believe him?
The drug possession charges has nothing to do with the dog case.
Yes, it does. It has something to do with the dog case for me, sir. Because if you have money, any money, if you can collect cans, if you can babysit, if you can do anything at age 23, I wouldn't put down and kill a member of my family.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes.
Sorry. At that time, that was never spoken to me, that option. We never...
I'm going to get to it.
Okay.
That's always been her problem. She don't know when to shut up.
Neither do I.
Well, neither do I. That's kind of why we conflicted so much.
Listen, I don't care about your conflicting with each other. You want to discuss your conflicting, you take it to Dr. Phil. Here we're going to talk about whether or not you had an option when you went to the vet with your Rottweiler that one of your pit bulls attacked, or more than one of your pit bulls attacked, whether you had an option of saying kill it or heal it, whether you exercised that option, she says you did not, and whether the right thing for you to do would be say, listen, instead of working 2 days a week for my friend who's in the delivery service business, I'll work 5 days a week to take care of my responsibility. You get me?
Yeah, I get you.
How much was the bill?
The total on the account is $1,896.57. Because we had to take the other dog in also.
Which other dog?
The other dog that was in the fight.
So there were 2 dogs?
Yes, there's 2 dogs that fought. The Rottweiler attacked the pit bull. Usually, they never attacked each other. They always got along. After that, they had to be separated at all times.
By the way, Mr. Grady, you had 5 dogs at the time you and Miss Augusto were together. You say you had 4. Who's gone?
The pit bull that did the attacking.
And where is that dog now?
He was killed.
When?
About 2 months ago.
Why?
He wasn't getting along with none of my dogs. I couldn't restrain him from getting to the other dogs. I mean, he would basically break down doors to get to the dogs. I had no other option.
He was vicious.
Yes, he started becoming a threat to my family.
This wasn't the one that you rescued off the street?
Yes.
This is the one you rescued off the street?
Yes.
Now, did he pay anything towards this bill?
No.
After you broke up, which was when?
January of '06.
Did you ask him about this bill?
I asked him before that.
And what did he tell you?
I always got promises of payment next week, this weekend. I'm starting to work. I'll give you money steadily soon.
And?
I never got anything.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Go.
She never asked me for no money the whole time we was together. We break up. It was probably about 2 months ago. I started getting phone calls. My mom started getting phone calls. She needs the bills paid. There was never no promise in the beginning to pay nothing back. She loved the dog as much as I did, so she didn't want to see the dog put down as much as I didn't want to see the dog put down. Well, killed.
How many children does your mother have?
I'm one of 7.
Is your mother a working lady?
No.
How did she support 7 children?
Well, she's a widow. She gets checks from my father passing away, Social Security, stuff like that.
So that
checks.
must have been tough raising 7 children on Social Security and survivor's benefits.
Yes.
Say that's right?
Yes.
Are you in the middle, the beginning, or the end? Are you the youngest, oldest, or in the middle?
The oldest.
And how old is the youngest?
11.
How would you feel about your mother if she said, you know, all the children need things. I really don't have enough to take care of the youngest one.
Well, I'll do what I gotta do.
Which is what?
Anything that needs to be done.
The youngest one is 11-year-old boy or girl?
Girl.
Girl. You wouldn't suggest we put her down, would you?
No.
You would do anything that was necessary to make sure that she got what she needed.
Yeah.
Yes is the answer.
Yes.
Because that's the responsible thing to do.
Yes.
You don't take a living creature into your home, whether it's a human being or a dog, love it and give it attention, and then say, well, it'd be too much trouble for me. You know, I don't have enough to go around. This one's expendable.
Well, there's
you
not
don't
really
do
much-
that. What you may have done is responsible with regard to the pit bull, because if the pit bull was an aggressive, hostile dog that had bitten and attacked other dogs, clearly could do that to a person if this dog hadn't done that already. Perhaps under that extreme circumstance, you have to contemplate that. But with regard to an animal that was attacked by a dog that you brought into the house, you do whatever is necessary to make sure that that dog is taken care of. Period. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $18.96. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
19-year-old waiter Kevin Bacon is suing his father, insurance salesman Anthony Bacon, and his wife Kathy for the return of a stereo, a laptop, and money they were keeping in a savings account.
Your Honor, this is case number 538 on the calendar in the matter of Bacon versus Bacon. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. Bacon, what's your first name?
Kevin.
Kevin. This is your dad and your stepmother, and according to what I read in your complaint, you were having some difficulty. And you decided, and your father and stepmother agreed, for you to move in with them, sort of get a fresh start. You did. And you were with them for a period of time. Things didn't work out, and they unceremoniously packed your stuff and put it outside, because according to them, you just weren't following the rules, and there were some problems. Your complaint is that there is still some stuff at their house that belongs to you, including a laptop computer and a stereo. So that's part of your complaint. And the other part of your complaint is that while you were there, you had turned over some cash to your stepmother for her to put in the bank and hold for you. It was $1,000. Some of the money was used, according to you, for car repairs, still leaving $600 in that account. And your father, stepmother say that you knew that that money was being used for things that you needed. They'll tell me what it is, and that money and a lot more is all used up. When did you move in with your father and stepmother?
It was late October, early November sometime.
It was about the middle of October.
Of 2004?
Yes, ma'am.
Where had you been living just previous to that?
In California with friends and my mother.
Friends and your mother?
Well, I moved around. Like, my mom didn't really want me living with her.
How old are you?
19.
When did you last live with your mother?
2003.
Why did you move out?
I was placed in a group home.
By your mother or by the courts?
By the courts.
On a complaint by your mother or a complaint by police?
Police.
How long did you stay in a group home?
Roughly 18 months.
When you moved in with your father and his wife, did you have a job?
I got a job, yeah.
Doing what?
Cooking food.
When you moved in, let's start with the property, the stereo, which is the big ticket items that you talk about in your complaint. Did you bring that with you?
No, it was given to me as a gift.
By whom?
My father.
For what?
Christmas.
Tell me about it.
It was wrapped up, and he said, here, Happy Merry Christmas.
Is that right?
No, ma'am. The stereo that I had in our living room was set up for surround sound. At one point in time, it no longer worked, stereo surround. I had talked to Kevin about it, and I said, we're going to get a new one. When I do, I'll move that one up into your room.
The old one?
Yes. Yes, we did buy one at Christmas, but it was addressed to family. It wasn't addressed to Kevin.
Well, that's a different story than buying a new one, Kevin.
It was wrapped and said my name on it.
All right. Tell me about the laptop.
The laptop was given to me as a gift a couple years ago.
By whom?
My grandfather.
That came with you?
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, ma'am. When he first came to my house in October, when I got the email from his mother, Kevin's in jail again, give me a call. I hadn't heard from him in months. He brought one suitcase with him. The laptop was not with him. His mother and grandfather didn't want him to have it. They were afraid he was going to pawn it. And
where is the laptop?
I mailed it back to his grandfather 3 weeks after I kicked him out.
Well, you probably shouldn't have done that, because if his grandfather made a gift to him of the computer, he can't say, listen to me, he can't at this point attach strings to it, but he doesn't have the computer anymore. Your grandfather has it. Have you been in touch with your grandfather?
I actually called him, and he has not received it. I called my father, actually, and asked him for a tracking number or something so I can try to find it.
What's the tracking number?
I have no tracking number, Your Honor. I looked up his grandfather's address on the internet. I addressed it to him.
I don't believe that, sir. When you mailed it back to him, did you call him?
I emailed my ex-wife, yes, ma'am. I didn't want to call him. I'm tired of all the abuse from...
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about his grandfather, Mr. Bacon.
Oh.
Mr. Bacon, let me tell you something. I know when someone's telling me the truth, and I know when someone is not. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You just told me a fib, sir. You just told me a fib about mailing the computer back to Grandpa. That's a lot of baloney. So he's coming to pick up his computer. Because I don't want to embarrass you any further. I don't want to embarrass you in front of 10 million people. But you didn't mail the computer back to his grandfather without calling his grandfather and saying, listen, this is the address I have for you that I found on the internet. Is it the right address? I'm going to send it. Here's the tracking number. I'm sending it by UPS, by FedEx, by carrier pigeon. I want you to have it because you didn't want me to give it to Kevin. Do we understand each other, Mr. Bacon?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Good. Now let's talk about the money.
Okay.
You gave $1,000 to your stepmother. How long did you live with your father and your stepmother?
3 months.
And how much money was used up for car repairs?
I have one for $390 for my ignition, and then I have one for my tires, which was $400 and something, but he paid for that, and I wrote him a check out for that.
Okay. You want to explain to me what that other money was used for?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. When I had spoken to Kevin on the phone and his mother, I told him that...
Kevin, don't play with papers.
He was going to have to... my house, my rules. I mean, just like when Rebecca had moved back in, she paid $150 a month rent. She paid for her own phone. And if she went to school while she was living at my house, I would give her that money back. But it's not going to be a free ride. So I told him the rules hadn't changed. You will pay $150 a month rent. You will be expected to do chores around the house. The phone wasn't brought up at first. Between the middle of October and the 1st of December of 2004, luckily I had free long distance. Kevin made approximately 800 calls to girls in California. That's not counting all the times they called him. So at the time, Rebecca had moved out, and she had her own phone upstairs. The deal was, you take that phone because I'm tired of your girlfriends calling at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Does that sound familiar to you?
This does.
Okay. You take that phone and you pay for it.
Yes, ma'am.
How much was it?
$39.60 a month. Approximately.
For how many months?
November, December, and January.
$120. That sound fair to you?
That's fine.
Now, what about the $150 a month rent? Kevin, did you agree to pay that to your dad?
I actually did pay that, and that was another thing that I wanted to throw in there, because I paid January 7th, and then he kicked me out, so...
January 7th?
Of 2005.
Yes, and when did he put your stuff out on the lawn?
That was January 9th?
No, ma'am, it was January 16th.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're saying is you paid him the $150 every month. Who did you pay it to?
Well, that was the first month he asked me for it.
In January?
Yeah. When I first moved out here, Your Honor, I got a job, and I was making pretty decent money, and I didn't have a bank account or anything, so he said he would hold my money for me. I said, that's fine, it's not a problem. So I gave him my check, he would cash for me, anything I needed, that he would buy for me. I said, okay, you know what I mean? I didn't keep track of my money, didn't even care about it. Like, me and my dad were having a good relationship. So I wrote him the check. This is the first check I wrote to him because this is the first bank account I had.
Okay, now before that, sir, is what you're telling me. So for, let's say, 2 months.
Okay.
Let's say 2 months, they were supposed to take the $150 out of the $1,000 that you gave to your stepmother.
No. I didn't give her that $1,000 until the 13th.
Of what?
January. And they kicked me out the 16th.
Oh, shh. Is that right?
That's correct.
Go ahead. What else?
Before he came out, his mother called me and told me he had gotten a tattoo on his chest. 4 numbers. 5150. The LA police call for criminally insane.
Yes.
When he came out, we talked about it, and he decided that he wanted to cover it up.
Yes.
And he would pay me back the $160. Actually, it was $160 plus tax to pay for it.
I'm sure, Your Honor. He
Well-
said he would pay for it because it was like a mutual agreement between all my family wanted me to cover it up, and I was kind of done with it.
What month did you have the tattoo removed?
November, October, November.
You have to give him $477 of the money back, and consider yourself very fortunate that he's gone. Where are you living now?
And I'm renting a room in the same town.
Are you behaving yourself?
Of course.
Of course. Look, Kevin, you're going to get your laptop back and make sure that you use it for only smart things.
Okay.
You know, you try. You're 19. Listen, stop playing with it. I'm lecturing you. You know, don't annoy me. I'm lecturing you.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I was happy to take care of the animal for them, and I was happy to give it back. As I started learning this information about what I just told you with the scarring and how this animal had been abused, I realized that these people were abusers.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kevin Bacon says his father, Anthony Bacon, and his wife, Kathy, owe for the return of a stereo, a laptop, and money they were keeping in a savings account.
You have to find some other way of expressing your individuality, sir, other than by making yourself kooky looking. With whatever it is, tattoos, piercings, doing the wrong thing, you know. You're 19. You're not a baby anymore. You either have a whole life of misery, or you can say, listen, I had a good time. I did a lot of stupid things. Party time is over. It's time to not do anything else to draw negative attention to myself. It's time to move on with my life. Or you can continue to be an idiot. The choice is yours. If you continue to be an idiot, you're going to continue to be an idiot with your laptop that your grandfather gave you and $477 from your bank account. That's the judgment of the court. That's it, period. Goodbye, have a happy life.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was more about just trying to get my stuff back. I mean, I thought it would scare him into getting it back.
He wasn't trying to scare me. I think he was led to this by other members of his family.
I'm an 18-year-old boy, and I like to go have fun. They make you come home early, and I mean, it's just try to have a good time.
2 o'clock is not unreasonable, but when you don't come in at 2 o'clock and you come in at 6 o'clock the next evening, that's unacceptable to me.
Well, I understand his house's rules, but he takes it to another level. He tries to control everything.
I think it was very wrong of Kevin to try to hurt his father like this and take advantage of us.
Never knew my dad growing up anyways.
I don't think there's a rift. I love my son. I'll call him when I get home.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lee versus Cole. Step forward, please.
Teacher's assistant Adam Lee is suing his ex-neighbor, lifeguard Jacqueline Cole, for the return of his pet iguana, Xavier. Jacqueline says Adam abandoned his pet.
Mr. Lee, Miss Cole used to be your neighbor,
Yes, ma'am.
and it is your claim that the defendant has your iguana.
Yes, ma'am.
You want it back or the value of it?
I want him back.
She says, A, you abandoned it.
Yes.
And B, she thinks you stole it because she doesn't have it anymore. Miss Cole.
That is right. Also, he was never the owner.
Where's the iguana?
I don't know, Your Honor.
For how long?
About 6 weeks.
Okay. So the issue is whether Miss Cole is responsible for your iguana. So let me find out how she got it. Why don't you tell me about it, sir?
Okay, on May 31st, 2004, me and my girlfriend Jill, we were leaving to go to Canada because her mom was ill. During that time, Xavier got out from the house and went missing.
Xavier is the
iguana.
How big?
He's 4 foot long.
That's a very big iguana.
Yes, ma'am. He's 6 years old.
Okay.
And
he got out.
Yes. And when he went missing, we looked for him that night. We called animal control trying to get them, you know, see if they'd had anybody report an iguana. They didn't, so we stopped looking for him that night. Came back the next morning, looked for him, couldn't find him. Felt that we needed to get on the road to go be with her mom. So when we got on the road, we were there a couple of hours when I got a call from Jacqueline or Phoebe, stating that...
Who was that?
Phoebe is Jacqueline's roommate at the time, girlfriend. And
So you knew each other?
Yes, they're
okay.
Next door neighbors. So they stated at that time they would be happy to keep him while we were in Canada, and they would pet sit him. And so it was like, okay, we think that was what's best for Xavier. So we decided to let him stay there until we got back.
When did you get back?
I got back in the beginning of January.
So you were gone for 7 months?
Yes, her mom was deemed terminal, so we stayed for longer than necessary. But I have proof where they said they would be happy to keep him as long as we needed him to.
Let me see the proof.
Okay. This is that's the proof where they said they would keep him as long as we needed him to.
Just a second.
Okay.
Okay. I assume, Ms. Cole, that you did send this that indicates we are happy, that's you and your roommate, to look after him as long as Jill, I assume that's the girlfriend, needs us to. However, he's not going to fit with us long-term due to a trip that we have planned for next year and just general moving around quite a bit before we settle down. Iggy is very loved and seems happy and healthy. He's getting greener, and we would be willing to look after him again, short or long periods in the future. You wrote that.
That's all true. When I first got the animal, he was severely dehydrated, malnourished. He was extremely nervous, defensive. He was a very upset animal, clearly stressed. He has massive scarring on his side. He's missing scales. I'll show you photos.
Can I see the photo, please?
Yes. He's missing 3 scales along his back, and the scarring, it's all indicative that this animal was not properly cared for and was actually abused.
Where did you find him?
After they left, yes. The following morning, I stepped outside my door. I looked up. There was the profile of an iguana sitting on the roof. It's exactly where an iguana would be, in the sun, in the open, looking down on what was formerly his home.
Okay.
I was under the impression at that time that they were the owners and that, yeah, I was happy to take care of the animal for them, and I was happy to give it back. As I started learning this information about what I just told you with the scarring and how this animal had been abused, I realized that these people were abusers. They committed animal cruelty, and it would not be, I could not in good conscience give it back to them.
Well, what made you think that, madam?
Did you see the scars?
I saw, but
yeah.
I understand what you're saying to me. You don't know, A, when that happened. You don't know whether it happened when he got out.
No, the scars had been there for years.
Okay. Where's Jill?
Jill is in Florida. She's in school. She's in midterms right now.
Are you together?
No, we're separated right now.
Who purchased the iguana?
She did, about 6 years ago. But I've been paying for his care, and he has lived with both of us on the occasions when we've lived together.
Well, then, I'm sorry, Mr. Lee. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have wasted so much of my
time. No, ma'am,
time,
I have
sir.
proof that he is in a joint iguana where I've paid for his care.
Mr. Lee, if you had purchased the iguana, I would give you the value of the iguana, what you paid for it, because it's no longer there, maybe. But you didn't pay for it. So how am I to assess what your damages are, Mr. Lee? There is no way for me to assess what your damages are.
I don't want damages. I want the iguana.
She doesn't have it, Mr.
That's
Lee.
what she's claiming. I think that that's a false.
Well, it may be, but that's what your lawsuit is, Mr. Lee. Your lawsuit says you want the return or value of the iguana. I would be thoroughly prepared if you were the owner of the iguana to say to you, let me see what you paid for it, and I will reimburse you or direct her to reimburse you the value of the iguana. You are not the owner of it, Mr. Lee. Goodbye. Move on with your life, sir. You lived without the iguana for a year.
No,
you lived with it on and off for a year. It's over.
But I'm only asking for the return of the iguana.
Good luck finding him.
Others are excused. You may step out.
Lisa Lohman is suing her former stepson, 21-year-old assistant manager Parker Bogardus, for unpaid slip fees and damages to her boat.
Yeah, this case number 533 on the calendar in the matter of Lohman versus Bogardus. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Lohman, this young man is your stepson.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still married to his father?
No, I'm not.
So he's your former stepson?
Right.
How many years were you married to his father?
7 years.
And how old was he?
He's 21.
How old was he when you were married to his father?
In his teens.
In his teens. According to your complaint, you maintained a nice relationship with him even after you separated from his father.
Yes, ma'am.
And he approached you sometime in April of last year and asked if he could rent a houseboat that you own. You made an agreement that as long as he paid the dock fees, which was sort of like the rent, and he was going to do some work on the houseboat, that you would let him rent it. So you really weren't asking him for any rent for the boat itself, but he was supposed to pay for the dock fees. You claim that for the 9 months that he lived there, from April until December, he did not pay you rent, did not pay the dock fees.
No.
Put your hand down. And when you finally received notice that he wasn't paying the dock fees and asked him to leave, you went to see what the place looked like, and it was a disaster that he damaged
Just a pigsty.
Okay. Mr. Bogardus says that he, in fact, paid the dock fees every month. He paid them to you, either some in cash and some by check. That's what you say in your answer. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
And that he did a lot of work around the houseboat. He put in moldings and he fixed it up, so he doesn't know what you're complaining about, right?
Yes, that is.
Okay. You did, in fact, move into the houseboat in April of 2004.
Yes, I did.
And you were there until December of 2004.
Yes.
How much were the dock fees?
Like $395.
Well, you shouldn't have to think about it. How much were the dock fees?
$395.
And you paid those each month from
Yes, I did.
April until December.
Till December 1st.
You paid some by check, some cash.
Yes, mostly by cash.
But you paid, according to you, some by
Yeah.
check. So
Yeah.
now I'll see the checks that you gave her for the $395.
I don't have any check stubs from it. I'm real bad on keeping stuff like that with me.
How old are you?
21.
Let me explain something to you. When you have a checking account, and we're talking about something that happened a couple of months ago, and you know you're coming to court, Mr. Bogardus, and you say that you paid some by check, you bring the checks, and you don't say, I'm real bad about it. You're not bad about getting yourself up and trimming your goatee in the morning, are you?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Then you bring the checks if you're coming to court. If you want me to believe you. Otherwise, I think that you're full of baloney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, did you work from April until December?
Yes, I did.
Who did you work for?
Subway sandwiches.
And you're paid by check.
Yes, I am.
How did you pay her the cash payments that you made each month?
I withdrawed it from my checking account.
Show me the paperwork where you withdrew $395 each month to give her for the dock fees.
I don't have any of those receipts.
Well, what did you think you were coming here for today, sir? For me to tell you how nice your hair was combed?
No?
Well, what did you think you were coming for?
To defend myself, so
Well, how can you defend yourself without any proof, sir?
Guess I can't.
You guess right. Because if one had the proof, one would bring it. And if you didn't bring it, it's because it doesn't exist. How much were the dock fees?
$395 a month.
$3,555 for the dock fees over the 9 months that he was there, which he didn't pay because he has no proof that he paid it. Now, let's get to the way the boat looked when you reclaimed it. You have photographs?
I do have some photographs.
I'd like to see it.
The first picture is what the boat looked like on the outside. The outside was not messed up like the inside, fortunately.
This isn't a houseboat, it's a boat.
It's a
It's a sailboat.
It's Sleep 6. It's a sloop.
But it's not a houseboat.
No,
not
it's
called
a
a houseboat.
sailboat. The bottom picture is a microwave, and he put a metal rack in it. Now everybody knows that a metal rack would...
Your Honor.
What?
I did not put a metal rack. I'm not that
So
stupid
far, I
to
don't
know
see anything that
you
looks
don't-
so untoward. Do you have any other pictures you want me to, see?
Well, on the next page, the hole that's in the bottom, that's in front of the sink, and then also the generator that was missing. That was so he could do the work on the houseboat.
What do you mean it was missing? I don't understand.
It's no longer there.
What happened to the generator?
I don't know. Someone could have stolen it off from where the house was, or the boat was. Why would I steal a stupid little generator?
I also have a price list, if you'd like these.
No.
Before Parker moved in, I bought a new stovetop with oven for him to put in. He said he'd replace these things for me. I bought the microwave for him to put in, also the generator. Then I've got all the things that you make it so it converts into things. And then I bought a refrigerator, which was also, when I walked in, the place, it looked like he'd partied, just had a great old time.
Lohman, let me explain something to you. Boys take a lot longer to mature. This one, even if he's a good kid, and I don't know whether he is or whether he isn't, you know, I assume that if you let him use this expensive piece of property, that you thought he was a good kid. They're all babies. They sort of catch up from the time before they get to Social Security. Sometimes they get smart. But if you rent to a teenager a party boat and expect him not to party, Miss Lohman, you're operating somewhere out there on Pluto.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She didn't hatch you. She didn't bring you up until you were a teenager. She did something very nice, and you rewarded her by not doing the right thing. And that always comes back to bite you in the behind.
And later today,
I was not in any hurry.
Stop shaking your head. It's irritating to me. You don't want to irritate me before I hear your side of the case, do you?
No.
So stop it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tisa Lohman says her former stepson, Parker Bogardus, trashed her boat. Tisa also claims Parker owes for unpaid slip fees.
Okay. So the fact that he left food out and the place reeked, because that's what you say, that if you walked in there and it smelled, it looked like it hadn't been cleaned in months. He's lucky he cleans himself. He's lucky he cleans himself. She did something very nice for you, Mr. Bogardus. She doesn't owe you a thing. She didn't hatch you. She didn't bring you up until you were a teenager. She did something very nice, and you rewarded her by not doing the right thing. And that always comes back to bite you in the behind. And if it doesn't come back today to bite you in the behind, someday you'll do something nice for somebody else, and they will repay your kindness by an unkindness, and you'll know how it feels.
I guess I will when it happens then.
Yeah, I guess you will. Right now, you're going to pay $3,550, judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We'll never have a relationship again, which is a bummer.
I'm not a bad guy. I paid what I had to pay.
Well, I loved him like a son.
I guess, oh well, then she's not my real mom.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Krolick versus Killen, step forward, please.
Hairstylist Phil Krolick is suing his former friend, realtor Donnie Killen, for a loan to attend massage therapy school. Donnie claims Phil made the tuition payments behind his back.
Mr. Krolick, you and the defendant were friends, and according to your complaint, you made a loan to him for school tuition.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Callen acknowledges that you paid $2,000 for his tuition at massage therapy school, and according to him, it was a gift. He never made a contract with you for repayment. Is that right?
Correct.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding this loan, Mr. Krolick.
Your Honor, the defendant came to me in June of last year, in 2004, and had expressed the idea of going to massage therapy school. He said
What was he doing at the time?
He was a real estate agent, Your Honor. He said that he was checking into the school. He didn't have enough money to go pay for it himself. Shh. He asked me if he could borrow the money, and I felt like I wanted to help him. He was my friend. I was given help when I got into my career, and so I got the money together and wrote a check.
Who did you write the check to?
I wrote the check to the school, Your Honor, and I do have that for you.
I also have a copy, Your Honor.
Mr. Killen, don't speak until I look in your direction.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to have an opportunity to testify. Right now, it's his turn. We know about turns?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you give him this check?
No, Your Honor. I took it down to the school.
Was he with you when you took it to the school?
He was there that day, Your Honor, I believe.
Was he with you when you took the check to the school?
Not immediately, no.
Okay. What was the conversation that you had immediately preceding you taking this down to the school?
We had discussed that he needed to have some time to pay it back. I was not in any hurry.
Stop shaking your head. What you're doing is in the form of testifying, sir, and it's irritating to me. You don't want to irritate me before I hear your side of the case, do you?
No.
That would be a very dumb thing for you to do. And what you're doing is irritating me.
Yes,
ma'am. So stop it.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, we discussed that he would need a grace period. It's a clientele building business. I'm in a clientele building business.
What kind of business are you in?
I'm a hairstylist, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I knew it would take him time to get established, and I wasn't worried about getting the money immediately. So we decided we would have installments that he would pay me a few months after he got out of school. He was my best friend. I wasn't trying to put him in a situation that would set him up for failure.
Did you complete the course?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently working in that field?
No, ma'am. The
Why not?
license laws in the state of Illinois have changed. You need an additional 400 hours.
400 hours for what?
In order to become licensed with the state. You need
Of
another 400
practical
hours
work?
of class.
Of class?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when do you intend to do that?
Actually, at this point in time, I don't intend to. The discussion about...
I'm asking you specific questions.
Okay.
So you haven't gone back to work in this field?
Not in this field.
Go ahead.
You know, I made several attempts to collect this money from him with no success, and I decided I had no choice.
Now I'll hear you, sir.
There was never any talk of a loan, Your Honor. The matter was discussed around about May 11th when I was at an appointment at his salon. He did free haircuts and manicures for me because I was his best friend. We discussed approximately around then. I looked into actually the massage school itself. On May the 17th, I enrolled. I actually have a payment plan agreement with the school from when I enrolled.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So you agreed to pay the school?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So you had every intention of paying for this career-enhancing service?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Go ahead.
When I started school on June the 7th was actually the first day of school. I had gone in and found that Mr. Kralik had made the $2,000 payment to the school, and we had a small discussion after that about him going in and doing it. He did it before I actually made it to class that day, and he said that this was just something he did for friends. He assisted friends in this manner.
He didn't say to you something like, you know, when you have a tuition plan at the school, you have to pay them a certain time. But I figure if I gave you this $2,000, we can have a more flexible repayment schedule, you know, when you get clients or when you get
No,
back
ma'am,
into
the school was
business.
very flexible with their payment plans, but I had $15,000 worth of closings coming up in the next couple of months, which I could have actually paid the school and had every
Fine.
intention.
That's very nice. Now, and you're no longer friends.
No.
And you had this $15,000 from your real estate coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you feel it would be appropriate, if you had all intentions of paying for the school, sir, to give him back the money that he invested?
He, on several occasions, had held it above my head in arguments.
He held it over your head in
Anytime.
arguments, but like what?
Anytime there was an argument, he'd always say, well, I paid for your massage school. And I had actually voiced to him, well, then on my next closing, I will give you the money back. That
Yes.
way, you'll just leave me alone and not bother
Right.
me anymore with it. And he had told me on those several occasions he would not cash those checks. I told him I knew who he borrowed the money from, and I would go write the check directly to him.
So are you telling me, Mr. Killen, that the plaintiff borrowed money, because he didn't have the $2,000 in cash, to give it to you for school tuition, because you didn't have the money at the time, but you were expecting $15,000 in within a couple of weeks? Is that what you're telling me?
Correct, ma'am.
You're some piece of work, Mr. Killen.
He has never requested payment. He's never asked for any
Well,
payment
what do you
on
think
this.
he's doing
There was
here?
never
You think
any
he's doing? You think
establishment
he's
of a
doing?
loan.
I'm speaking. You think he's here, sir, because he wants to ask me out on a date?
I think he's here
He's
because
here because he wants his $2,000.
I think he's here because this is another of his vindictive actions. He does this to everyone.
Well,
And I even have a witness to testify to his vindictive actions.
To you?
To his vindictive
To
actions
you?
towards me, yes.
Tell me your name.
My name is Chris.
Chris, you have a last name.
Eddie.
How do you know him?
I don't know Mr. Kralik. The only time I met him was when I was assisting Donnie from moving from his apartment into the condo that he had purchased.
And?
There was discussion while we were at the condo. Mr. Kralik made the comment that he wouldn't make Mr. Killen go through the property management to get his deposit back if they were still friends. We had to...
If they, just a second, if they were still friends, he wouldn't make Mr. Killen go through the property manager to get his deposit back.
Right.
Okay, that's the vindictive testimony that you wanted me to hear? I just want to know.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Killen, you're a big boy. Take care of your obligations. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
There was never a loan. He's just vindictive, and that's the reason we're here.
I'm very pleased with her verdict. I think justice won.
He was very violent. He threw a phone at me at one point in time.
I've never been violent. I've never thrown a phone.
Very argumentative.
A pillow, maybe, not a phone.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Dixon versus Gordon. Step forward, please.
26-year-old waitress Tiffany Dixon is suing her ex-boyfriend, barber Charles Gordon, for damages to her car and for a loan to go to barber school.
Miss Dixon, I've read your complaint and I've read your answer, sir. And from what I gather, Mr. Gordon, hopefully, is your ex-boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have 2 children together.
Yes, ma'am.
One wasn't enough. You claim that he owes you some money.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you, in addition to making the mistake of getting involved with him, you loaned him $900, according to you, so that he could attend barber school.
Yes, ma'am.
And then on 2 separate occasions, 2 separate months, you allowed him to drive your car, and your car was damaged while it was in his possession.
Yes, ma'am.
You want him to pay for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gordon says that you are a very, very lucky person to have him in your life, that you adored him, and that's why you gave him the money for barber school, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And He didn't damage your car. One of his other girlfriends may have damaged it, scratched it up while it was in his possession, but he shouldn't be responsible for that because he personally didn't do it, right?
That's right. I don't know if no girl did it or not either.
But somebody else did it while it was in your possession.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
It wasn't Bird, was it?
Not sure.
Cute. What do you do for a living, Mr. Gordon?
I do it all. You know, from the north to south, east to the west.
He's in Barber College, Your Honor.
He's in Barber College?
I don't need nobody to speak for me. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
When you took the money for barber school, Mr. Gordon, what had you been doing just prior to that?
What I've been doing a lot of things. Making the ends meet, you know. They connecting, you know, real connecting, real good. You know, she gave me one thing. Do a lot of things, you know, just to make ends meet, like I said.
When was the last time you filed tax returns, Mr. Gordon?
Filed tax returns. I do that every year. Got to do that every year.
When was the last year?
Is it April 15th yet?
What's your Social Security number? We'll check. Listen to me very carefully. I would like to be able to continue with your case. Unfortunately, I'm not able to communicate reasonably with Mr. Gordon, so he is not able at this time to present a valid, cogent defense to me.
But, I mean, I can just...
He can't answer my question. I mean, I'm asking relatively simple questions, and I'm not able to get from him the answers that I need.
You can talk directly to, you can ask me.
I asked you, sir, I asked you what your Social Security number was.
Your Honor.
Just, that's what I asked you. That was my question.
I mean, what I would tell my Social Security number to for?
You say you file tax returns every year. I want to check.
What does tax returns have to do with this?
Because I asked you a question, sir. I said, prior to going to barber school, what did you do? You said you did what you had to do to make ends meet. That's not an answer to my question.
Okay, well, if he wanted to come over here and get some paperwork,
no.
I might have some paperwork. He could read it.
Do you understand what, Miss Dixon, do you understand what I just said to you? I cannot complete this case.
Your Honor, please.
I can't.
If I can't present my evidence...
You can't present your evidence, Miss Dixon, because I cannot communicate with the defendant. Do you understand? I mean, if this is the way he communicates...
No, he doesn't communicate. I don't know if it's because it's television. I don't know what it is, Your Honor.
Television? We on TV?
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Suzanne Otts and her son, 16-year-old Joshua Phillips, are suing tow company owner Michael Tuttle for illegally towing their car. The plaintiffs claim Michael is a con artist.
All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yeah, this is case number 359 on the calendar in the matter of Otts Phillips versus Tuttle. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir.
Miss Otts, this is your son.
Correct.
You purchased a car for your son on what date?
August 22nd.
What kind of car was it?
91 Ford Escort.
Were you excited with it?
New car, yeah.
And he was using it to get to and from school?
And work, correct.
The car broke down on what date?
September the 8th.
So he called you and said, my car broke down on the side of the road. Can you come and get me?
He attempted to call me, and his cell phone died. So a sheriff had stopped, and he used her cell phone.
Okay, and did the sheriff take him someplace?
No, he called me, and then I came and got him.
From the car?
Correct.
From the location where the car was? And the sheriff had been there, too?
She had left before I got there.
Did the sheriff take any information or do anything?
She ran my records and everything, and she put the orange ribbon on my antenna, stating that I had taken care of the tow, and it was all taken care of.
How did you take care of the tow?
I did.
How did you do that?
I called my brother. He works at Hickory Grove Auto, and I get all my tows through them.
Okay, and you left?
Correct.
When you got home, your son remembered that he had something in the car?
Correct.
So you drove him back to the car?
We drove him back.
And when you got back, the car was gone?
Correct. Called the police department to report it stolen.
On the same date?
Correct.
You have a copy of that report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
We reported it stolen.
Okay, so this is what the case is all about. Mr. Tuttle has a towing company, and Mr. Tuttle came and towed your car. A month later, he contacted you. On what date did you contact her?
Would have been around the 26th, I believe.
Of September or October?
That would have been September.
It was the 5th of October.
Let me see your record, sir, indicating that you spoke to her on September 26th. point someplace here where you say it was September 26th when you called her?
Yeah, it's not the 26th, it's 9/7. That's when it was picked up.
It says it was 9/7.
It's not my question to you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Tuttle, this is not going to be a happy day for you, sir. I want you to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
The police report indicates that the car broke down, stolen, on September 8th. According to your receipt here that somebody signed, you got a message that the car was to be towed on September 7th.
Right.
That was the day before it broke down. Why would they want their car towed the day before it broke down?
We had a backup person filling in for the lady that was sick on that day, and she filled out all the information there.
Well, she filled it out wrong.
Obviously.
So this is what the case is about. You didn't contact her until October, which you could have done. You could have contacted her immediately when you towed the car. You chose not to do that. You kept the car for a month. Then you called her and you wanted $600 to get the car out of your impound, plus $85 for towing. You proved to me that she called you, sir, to pick up the car. Prove it.
Somebody called that tow in.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think that that's the way you do business. You cruise up and down, and you take somebody's car, and then you wait and build up a bill, and you say, well, this car's probably worth $600, $700. I'll wait until I get up to that point, and then I'm going to give them a buzz, and they'll want their car back. The only problem is the plaintiff had already replaced the car because she didn't know who had it. And this car, according to the plaintiff, had an orange ticket on it. What does that mean?
Police have came by it and tagged it.
Tagged it that said what?
That it's been tagged. That they noticed that it's there.
You indicate in your papers that the police officer is a witness. Is that right?
Yes.
Where's the police officer?
She's here today.
I'd like to see her, please.
Quiet.
Officer, would you raise your right hand, please? You swear to tell the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Deputy Jane Ruckolt.
You know this young man?
Yes, I do.
Did you respond to his situation when his car broke down?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember when that was?
On September 8th at approximately 4:00 p.m.
Not September 7th.
No.
No. And what did you do to the car?
If I can, I was westbound on Interstate 80 when I saw a white vehicle with its hood up on the right-hand side. I approached the vehicle, asked him if he needed help. He said yes. He was obviously broke down. His cell phone was dead. I offered him my cell phone, and at 4:02, this is a copy of my cell phone. It's highlighted the number he called. He told me he was calling his mother. And before I left, I took a tape such as this one, and I attached it to his antenna. And this is the tape that all law enforcement uses. And this indicates that the vehicle has been checked by law enforcement to save them time so they don't go through and do the work again. I asked Joshua if he would be okay waiting for his mother. I gave him some safety instructions. And then I cleared the call at approximately 4:07. This is a copy of my report. I also have a copy of the stolen vehicle that was entered through our department.
How long have you been a police officer?
I've been a deputy for 14 years.
You familiar with tow truck operators that go up and down the highway to pick up cars?
I've heard of such. We have a contract, though, so I'm not involved with them.
You aware of the fact, though, that tow truck operators who are not authorized sometimes pick up cars along the road? I mean, I'm a citizen. I know what it's about.
Correct.
And he knows what it's about. Picked up the car and did the wrong thing. Didn't contact the owner and try to extort $600 from her. That's exactly what you did. What's the name of your company?
Tuttle, Auto Body and Towing.
Tuttle. Trucks have your name on the side? Tuttle. Keep an eye out for Tuttle.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The office called me
Baloney.
and told me to pick up a white Ford Escort
Baloney.
on I-80
Baloney.
near the Eldridge exit.
More baloney.
And later today,
Stand up. Take out your wallet. Take out your driver's license.
I don't have a license.
Sit down.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Suzanne Otts and her son Joshua Phillips claim tow company owner Michael Tuttle illegally towed their car after it broke down.
Mr. Tuttle, not only can't you give me a witness, because this happened, according to all your paperwork, the day before it happened, something like a bad Bill Murray movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I know what happened. And you had a responsibility to contact this lady on the 8th or the 9th. You chose not to do that. She did not call you. That's a lie. And anybody that you present to me that says that they took a call from this lady is a liar. And if that's who that is, he doesn't want to stand up here. I guarantee it. So you're going to pay her for her car, and you're going to give her her $85 back that you extorted from her. She paid $400 for the car, which was a lemon to begin with because it broke down a few weeks later. But it was her lemon, and you had absolutely no right to take it. You have anything you want to say to me, Mr. Tuttle?
Yep.
Go ahead.
That's wrong.
I'm listening.
Well, somebody made that call in there. We don't travel Iowa. We don't even go into Iowa. We're an Illinois tow company. So somebody called us over to Iowa to go over and pick that car up.
Show me.
I got paper that somebody called us over there.
You mean somebody was just driving by and called your company that's in another jurisdiction, somebody and then nobody came and got it?
Somebody made that call, ma'am.
Nobody made the call, Mr.
Yes,
Tuttle.
they did.
Nobody made the call.
We don't travel Iowa for no reason.
Mr. Tuttle, nobody made the call. Who was the tow truck operator?
He's the operator.
Who called?
The office called me, ma'am.
The office from the lady who wrote down the wrong date on the paperwork? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Baloney.
The office called me.
Baloney.
I was returning from a call.
Baloney.
And told me to pick up a white Ford Escort.
Baloney.
On I-80.
Baloney.
Near the Eldridge exit.
More baloney. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $480. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Very angry. He stole the car. He blatantly stole the car, kept it for a month.
No, ma'am, we did not steal your car.
Tried to get money out of us to get it.
If we're going to steal something, it's going to be more valuable than a 91 Escort.
Glad it's over, and don't call Tuttle.
Baloney.
And now the next case.
All litigants involved in the case of Herrera versus Ponce, step forward, please.
27-year-old Sabrina Herrera is suing her mother, Christina Ponce, for the return of car payments on a 91 Camry. Sabrina says her mother illegally repossessed the vehicle.
Ms. Herrera, this is your mom.
Mm-hmm.
According to what I read in your complaint, you purchased a car. It was titled in your mother's name. She paid for the car.
No.
She didn't put down any money on the car.
No.
Did you put down any money on the car?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
How much did you put down on the car?
$1,000.
Okay, and this was your agreement. Your agreement was for it to really be your car. You were going to make the monthly payments on the car.
Right.
Even though the car was titled in your mother's name. But it was your car, and as soon as the monthly payments were completed, the car would be yours, the title would be yours.
Right.
At some point, you and your mother had a falling out.
Right.
You had made all the payments on the car.
Right.
Your mother doesn't dispute that. You had a falling out, you'll tell me why. It was something over your daughter.
Right.
And your mother took back the car.
Right.
So you want your mom to give you back all the money that you put into it because she breached the contract she had with you.
Right.
You look at me as if I'm not talking.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So that's what the case is about. Your mother says that you did, in fact, breach the contract with her because she allowed this car to be purchased in her name, using her credit. The car was for you and for her grandchildren. And she was annoyed that, A, you were disrespectful to her when you had this argument over your daughter, and B, she saw the boyfriend. I assume that that's the boyfriend.
That's my
driving, husband. Well, it's a new husband, right?
Got married in April.
She was annoyed because she saw him driving the car. And he wasn't supposed to be driving the car. It was just for you. Okay. Now you're going to tell me when you took back the car and under what circumstances, Miss Ponce.
Okay, when I bought my daughter the car, she was a single parent with 2 kids. I never knew that she got married. And I paid for the insurance. I went in there. I went to the credit union. I put the money down. What she did is the previous car I owned, I gave to her for her and my grandkids. As soon as she sold that car, she put the rest of the money on the car payment. Now, I was telling her not to be letting him drive the car. I have the insurance in my name. I've been paying the insurance payment since I got the car for her. He has no insurance. He had no license. And every time I seen him drive it, I would just tell her, Sabrina, he's not supposed to be driving.
How do you know he has no license?
Well, because my daughter said, being that he has kids, the judge took the license away because of child support. And being...
Stand up. Take out your wallet. Open your wallet. Take out your driver's license.
I don't have a license.
Sit down. Why did you let him drive the car without a driver's license?
He has a permit.
Stand up. Go over there. Take out the permit.
It's in there.
See it?
I have it. They obviously didn't put it in the files.
Listen to me. You don't have it here to show me you don't have it. When the state takes away your driver's license because you failed to pay child support, they take it away because they want to punish you. They don't take it away and give you authorization to drive, especially when your mother's covering the car on her insurance. I was very sympathetic to you, I have to tell you. When I read this, I was about to say to you, you can't take the car away because the boyfriend was driving the car. She's making her monthly payments. She's entitled to, you know, allow a boyfriend to drive her car occasionally or a friend to drive as long as the person has a license and is acting responsibly. But you can't let somebody without a driver's license drive your car. Can't do it.
Yeah, but he has a permit.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
When the state takes away your driver's license because you failed to pay child support, they take it away so that you can't drive a car.
But she never even cared before about that.
Now she cares.
Now she cares.
Now she cares. I'm getting less sympathetic with you. Let's get to this incident. Then, Miss Ponce, you say, you were babysitting for your granddaughter?
Yeah, my granddaughter, she means a lot to me. And she came to spend the weekend with me. And that day I had to work. I'm a caterer. I work pretty much a lot. And we went shopping. When we got back, my granddaughter was eating. She broke her tooth. And when she broke her tooth, I called my daughter up and I told her, Sabrine, you have to take Destiny to the dentist, that she's crying because her tooth was hanging. And she says, well, I don't have time, I'm leaving. And I'm going, well, where are you going? And she says, we're going to go out to eat. And I go, well, can't you just take Jessie, you know, through a drive-through and you take your daughter to the dentist? And she said, no. She says, we want to sit down and eat. And then I said, well, you know what? You got your priorities mixed up. Don't ever have any more kids if you can't take care of my baby girl.
Perfect.
Then she told me, she goes, well, you know what? She goes, I'm going to take her to the dentist. But she goes, then I'm going to come and get her. But you're not allowed to see her no more. Don't call her. And don't even and see her. You know, I can't. My baby girl means everything to me.
How old is she?
She's 7.
Have you seen her since?
Yeah, she allowed her to come with me on Thanksgiving.
Great. Okay.
Well, the thing is that she called me up and she told me that my daughter broke her tooth. I asked her, can you please, I go, can you take her? Because she's really close to her and she can tame her. She can relax her. I can't because she's just really too close to her. And I said, you know what? I said, can you please do it? And she said no. So she told me.
Just a second, what day of the week was that? Do you remember?
It was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday. Okay, were you working?
Yes, ma'am.
You just come home from work. What were you doing?
What was I doing? We're getting ready to go eat dinner.
What had you been doing during the day?
Just
Nothing.
cleaning. Just cleaning and stuff.
Nothing. You were
Taking care of
hanging
my
around
kids.
your house. Why should your mother, who's worked on Sunday, take your daughter to the dentist when you've been doing but hanging around with, what's his name?
My husband.
Whatever, Mr. No License. What do you do for a living?
I stay home because I'm not supposed to really work right now because I have a heart condition.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
How old are they?
7. One just turned 4. That's my son. And 5.5-month-old.
When were you diagnosed with a heart condition?
When I was pregnant with my daughter.
Is this the 7-year-old?
No, the 5.5-month-old baby.
And what does he do for a living?
He was working, what is it, like in the freezer of 7-Eleven.
Who was paying this $221 a month?
I was.
From
well,
what?
at the time, he
From
was
just
working.
a second. From what?
At the time, he was working. Now he's
Listen,
not working.
Now you have 3 children, and he doesn't look like he can earn enough so he can feed himself. So you're not telling me that he had an extra $221 a month to pay for a car?
But at the time, he was.
You get any
He was
assistance? Do you get any assistance?
Yes.
That's my baby. Then you say, I get assistance. And it's from the assistance that you were paying the $221 a month.
But actually, it was from him.
Actually, he was paying for your car. You're not entitled to the money back from your car. You can't afford a car. You have 3 children and one person working.
But I have my receipt showing that I...
Your mother does not have to maintain a car while you let somebody drive the car who has no insurance. And the insurance is in her name. You did the wrong thing. But you're not getting your money back. Do you understand? Period. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Henry Ty is suing his ex-wife, Kimberly Tran, for attorney fees and for slandering him within the medical community.
All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Hello. Hey. Trying to do a case. Your Honor, this is case number 360 on the calendar in the matter of Ty versus Tran. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Dr. Ty, you are a physician?
Yes.
What is your specialty, sir?
Pathology.
The defendant is your former wife.
Correct.
And you have one child.
Correct.
How long were you married?
Less than 2 years.
When were you married?
July 3rd, 1998.
It is your claim, sir, that subsequent to the divorce, there were proceedings revolving around the custody and or visitation of your child, your son. And during the course of those proceedings, your former wife made defamatory statements about you to professionals who were evaluating the case for the court.
Correct.
And you were embarrassed.
Yes.
The statements you allege were not true.
Yes.
You published them to these other people, and you want to be compensated for that.
Yes.
Ms. Tran says that A, the statements were true, and B, she didn't think they were privileged. First of all, she thought they were privileged and they would never be used and nobody would ever find out about them. Is that right, Ms. Tran?
What I say to my son's pediatricians, my ex-husband here, he's very abusive. That's why I left him.
Listen to me. You say two things in your answer, Ms. Tran. You said, in October 2005, the court-appointed psychologist interviewed your son's pediatrician. I did say those things to the pediatrician because they were true, but I did not intentionally set out to harm Henry. I thought doctor-patient conversations were privileged. I did not think what I said to the pediatrician and what she included in the file would have any bearing on the psychologist's final findings. Can I see the report that you're complaining about? Yes.
Your Honor.
What?
I have some police report.
I don't want to see the police report yet. Okay. What it says here is, Mom reports something abuse by the father towards herself.
History of abuse.
Shh. Alcoholism and several instances of harsh behavior towards Kyle where he, quote, dropped him one time. On April 29th, 2000 and 5/19/2000, there was an argument with the mom, comma, drinking, wanted to bathe Kyle, had physical fight with mom, and the doctor notes that there was an underlying separation and custody fight. Now, can I see the police report, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I also...
Just let me see the police report.
This is different occasions.
I don't want to see a different occasion. I want to see 4/29/2000 and 5/19/2000.
It's dated 5/10, but it's about 4/29.
Okay. How many children do you have?
I have one with him, and I have two total.
Some of the findings in there, doctor, are troublesome.
I'm not familiar with that report. I have never seen it before.
You remember going to a wedding sometime in April of 2000?
Yes.
You remember drinking at that wedding?
Yes, she was.
I'm talking to you. Do you remember drinking too much at that wedding?
No.
How come you remember that wedding so clearly, sir?
Because she was supposed to be the designated driver. In the middle of the wedding.
Yes.
She insulted me. She got up.
Shh. Just a second. How did she insult you, sir?
She called me an alcoholic in front of everybody.
Yes.
And she said I was embarrassing her.
What were you doing, sir?
I was dining and whining.
And she embarrassed you by calling you an alcoholic?
Yes.
In front of other people?
Yes.
Would it be a fair statement, sir, that she called you an alcoholic because she believed you were drinking too much?
Your Honor, it's a wedding. She is supposed to...
That's not my question to you, sir.
I believe she said that to insult me, to insult me.
Absolutely not. People don't do that at weddings. Wife doesn't do that at a wedding unless she's very frustrated, sir.
Your Honor, she was coached by her lawyer so that she
Really?
can report. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And your drinking had nothing to do with that. You said, you just told me you were whining and dining.
Just like everybody else at the table.
Listen to me. If there is one iota of truth in the fact that she believed that you, at some point in your life, drank too much, she can tell that to the child's pediatrician. She can tell that to the child's psychologist. And if you tell me that she was supposed to be the designated driver that evening, then there is some indication that you planned on drinking so much that you couldn't drive home. Now, you want to tell me what happened at the wedding?
Yes, Your Honor. He drank heavily with that 1 liter. He told
with
me...
the one what?
1 liter of alcohol.
Liter.
The 1 liter. He wants me to approach one of this girl, young girl, long hair, ask for her phone number. And I say no, and he called me for not listening to him. So I say, you drink too much. So he said, I'm gonna hit you, you F, when I get home. Sure enough, I left, went to the restroom, came back, he was gone. And I asked one of these couple who sat at the same table, asked them to take me home. And that's when it happened, while I was changing my son's diaper. And
when you got home, he was home already?
He was home already, and my son was at my brother's house.
Did you leave the wedding without her?
Your Honor, she got up.
Just answer my question. Did you leave the wedding without her?
I went to the bathroom to look for her, and I can't find her.
Did you
Yes.
leave the wedding without her?
Then, yes.
And did you drive home?
I drove to her brother's house.
Had you driven to the wedding together?
Yes.
Does she drive?
No.
Well, you just told me she was the designated driver, sir. How could she be the designated driver if she doesn't drive?
She got up and left the table.
You're not answering my question, sir. You think you're going to bully me?
I can't find her.
That's not going to happen.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She says that you hit her.
I did not hit her.
I don't believe it. I believe that you are a controlling person and that you drank too much.
And later today,
she kind of turned into my mama. She's like, he can't come over to the house anymore. My best friend, Deshawn, she didn't want him coming over to the house anymore. And if I did bring them over, she would call the police.
Dr. Henry Ty claims ex-wife Kimberly Tran slandered him within the medical community. Kimberly says Henry is violent and has a drinking problem.
You told me she was the designated driver, which means your wife drives. Is that correct?
Yes.
So when you left, whether you were drinking or not, for the purpose of this question, is not relevant. You got into your car.
Yes.
Was your car valet parked or had you parked it yourself?
I parked myself.
So you had the keys?
Yes.
So you took the keys and left her at the wedding. The answer is either, yes, I took the keys and left her at the wedding and drove home in the only car we came with, or no, I didn't. Did you take the car, keys, and drive yourself to her brother's house?
Yes, because I couldn't find her.
You didn't look hard enough. The question of whether or not any of the things that she said to the child's pediatrician and which found their way into the court records are actionable or not is questionable at best. The issue that is presented is if she said something totally maliciously that had no basis in fact and totally designed to malign your reputation, her statements might be construed to be actionable. But if there is one scintilla of truth in what she said, you have no cause of action, sir. One, and you drank that night, and you left her at the wedding, and she got somebody else to take her to her brother's house, who I assume was babysitting for the baby. It was there that you had an argument. She says that you hit her.
I did not hit her.
I don't believe it. I believe that you are a controlling person and that she had it up to here with you. I don't know what the custodial arrangement now is with the child, but you don't have a cause of action against her, sir, because at that wedding, you drank too much.
Your Honor.
And she didn't make up that story when she said to me you asked her to go and get a young girl's phone number. She didn't make up that story. No, no.
Your Honor.
No, no, no. She could have said a lot of things. That's not something that somebody routinely makes up. And I tell you, quite frankly, when I read your complaint, Doctor, I was prepared really to give it to her if she was not telling any sort of truthful commentary to other doctors, and that may have served to embarrass you. And I don't know if you have a drinking problem, but certainly in April of the year 2000, you drank too much.
Your Honor.
What?
After that incident, she moved back to my apartment at UCLA and filed a complaint on the May 20th.
So?
May 20th is the weekend, right before she had to go back to work after her maternity leave, after I supported her for 6 months.
What's wrong with you supporting her for 6 months? She's your wife. What's wrong with you supporting her?
Your Honor, why when she called 911 earlier until the weekend, right before she had to leave and move back to Orange County to work?
John, listen to me. Don't ask me any questions, sir. I asked you about a specific date, April 29th, 2000. And based upon what you testified to, there was grounds for her to tell the child's pediatrician during the course of an examination that you drank too much at this wedding. And if she called you an alcoholic and embarrassed you, which is what you're complaining about, she called you an alcoholic. That's what you were complaining about.
Your Honor,
embarrassed you at the wedding.
I wasn't drunk.
People who drink too much rarely think that they drink too much, sir. How old are you?
38.
Okay. So in 2000, you were still in your 30s, and you were a physician. As far as I'm concerned, a physician who goes to a wedding with his wife shouldn't have to select a designated driver. Should have enough presence to be able to go to the wedding and say, I drove my wife to the wedding and I can drive my wife home. And if you planned in advance to drink so much that you couldn't get, which is good, I'm glad you selected a designated driver. But then you drank too much, you drove home anyway. You don't have a case, sir. Get over it. Go lick your wounds someplace else.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He got angry because he lost the child custody case.
She basically stole the child custody away from me.
I'm the victim, and I need to fight, especially for my son.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Duncan versus Terradanio. Step forward, please.
22-year-old Rachel Duncan is suing her former roommate, 18-year-old France Terradanio, for breaking their apartment lease.
Miss Duncan, you and the defendant were roommates.
Yes.
She moved out after 2 months of a one-year lease. You want her to be responsible for her half of the rent for the next 10 months. Defendant says that she was uncomfortable living in the house, that you knew that because you discussed it, that you told her that you would not have any difficulty finding another roommate. She says, as a matter of fact, she thinks that you have 2 other roommates now. So let's start with you. When did you sign this lease?
October? No, September.
Don't ask me. That's October's a question. I don't know when you signed the lease.
I believe it was September.
When did you move in?
September.
Just the 2 of you?
Yes.
When did you move out?
October.
October what?
I believe it was around the 3rd.
Did you pay September's rent?
Yes.
Did you pay October's rent?
No.
But you lived there for part of the month in October?
No.
You said you moved out?
I moved out on October 3rd, so I guess
you lived there in part of October.
First and second. I hadn't been there since the middle of September, though.
That doesn't make any difference, but you didn't move out until October, so at least you owe your half of the rent for October.
Yeah.
What was your half of the rent?
$600.
Now, you want to tell me why you moved out?
First of all, I couldn't afford it. Those 2 months that I did pay the $600, I was struggling just to make that $600. Work had been...
That's not a reason. I mean, it's not a legal reason.
Yeah, I just wasn't making the money. I was making about $300 a month.
Well, what prompted you to go into this lease if you weren't making the money?
Work had been really good. I had been working a lot, and I thought that was how it was going to continue. I'm a movie extra, so I get work. It's not consistent at all.
What else?
I just didn't feel comfortable. She kind of turned into my mama, saying who I can bring over and who I can't. My boyfriend. She's like, he can't come over to the house anymore. My best friend, Deshaun, she didn't want him coming over to the house anymore. And if I did bring them over, she would call the police. And I just couldn't deal with that kind of drama.
When did she call the police?
The very first night she called the police.
The 2 of you rented an apartment, and did you set up ground rules as to whether you could have company, whether you could have sleepover company? Did you set up rules?
Yes, we did.
And what were the rules?
Well, at the time, I wasn't getting along with her boyfriend's cousin, EJ, and I made it a point to not have him over at the house. She didn't let me know that he came over there, so when I found out, I became really upset, and he was drunk when I came over there.
Did she tell you she wanted to move out?
No. Every time I talked to her, she communicated with me that everything was fine. So.
Yeah, but there was a time that she wasn't coming home.
I know, and I talked to her several times about it. I asked her if she wanted to move out, and every time she said no.
What efforts did you make after she moved out to get another roommate?
Well, I've posted sites on Craigslist, on MySpace.
Did anybody move in with you for a brief period of time?
No, not at all.
What makes you think she has a roommate?
Because I know. I heard from her own mouth. So
well, tell me about it.
She's a girl. Her name is Christy. She used to live in, well, she lives in Australia, but she's going to be out here for about 3 to 6 months, and she's staying with her.
Is she there now?
I don't know if she's there at this moment, but she
I don't
lives
know.
there.
I'm not talking about this moment. You said she lives in Australia. She's going to come out here from 3 to 6 months. Does that mean 3 to 6 months from now, or is she there now?
Now.
Go ahead.
I have no roommate. I wish I did have a roommate.
Christy.
Yes.
Who is she?
Apparently, she's a girl who EJ cheated on Francais with, which is the reason why she moved out. That's who Christy is. I don't know her personally.
When did she tell you she was moving in with her?
Well, Deshaun, the guy that came over to the house that she didn't want him there, he went and picked her up from the airport and dropped her off at her house. All her luggage, everything.
Where is he?
Deshaun, I don't know.
Well, that's hearsay, so I'm not listening to it. Why? Who are you?
I'm her boyfriend, Francais' boyfriend.
What's your name?
Everett Harmon.
Yeah.
I'm the one that actually knows Christy more than both of them. And she told me personally that she's staying there. That's why when she actually said that she didn't have no roommate, it was a little weird because it makes no sense.
She have a phone number? As if you know her?
Yeah.
Good. What's her phone number?
Actually, it's in her phone.
It's in my phone, but my phone is up.
Get it. Do I have to call her?
Go ahead.
Good. Makes my life easy. What's your address?
0 Kittredge Street.
Where is that?
It's in Van Nuys.
Woman's name is Christy or Christine?
Christy.
What's her last name? Dial the phone and give it to me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to voicemail. You have another number for her? Why is this thing moving?
It's vibrating.
I have your phone call coming.
Hello? Tell you what, where's your cell phone?
I don't have it.
Why don't we get it?
Okay.
We're going to call her on your cell phone.
Okay.
You're going to give her the number. Give her the number.
Ready? Yes. 310-76.
Bird, would you get that phone for me, please?
Yep.
Is this Christy? Christy, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. I'm so glad I got you. I want you to listen to me very carefully. Are you visiting here from Australia? Are you on a visitor's visa? Good. When you came on your visitor's visa, did you have to give them an address where you were staying? Did you give the government an address where you were staying? And where are you currently staying? The friend's name is? Are you staying on Kittredge? Madam, I want you to listen to me very carefully. Are you staying on Kittredge Street? Very good. Thank you very much. That's it. Thank you. Very good. Your case is dismissed. Thank you very much. Let Christy pay her own rent.
आगे दुकान ठीक है और ये फालूदा वाला है इसका फालूदा ना खाएं बहुत बेकार बनाता है गुना जिले में कहीं भी किसी का फालूदा ना खाएं तो 6 मिनट ये इधर रिलायंस पेट्रोल पंप जिसको अब जियो BP बार नाम से जाना जाता है ये पेट्रोल पंप देश का सबसे बढ़िया पेट्रोल पंप है इससे ही पेट्रोल डीजल भरवाएं और आपको मंदिर के भी दर्शन कराएंगे हम ये देखो मंदिर देखो ये देसी मंदिर देखो ये इसने ये देखो बच्चों को लुभाने के लिए और ये पुलिस, ये पुलिस है मध्य प्रदेश गुना पुलिस। साली पुलिस लुटेरी होती है। ये हमारे फ्रेंड का फ़ोन आ गया है, मुझे हम इनसे बात करते हैं। हेलो, हाँ रवि भाई, कहीं नहीं यार, घूमने जा रहे थे यार, मैं कहीं चलें। रवि भाई कैन यू मिस इट? चले जाओ फिर मैं ही आऊँ। हाँ मैं इधर घूमे कैसे लौटने यार, भैया ना बैठेंगे यार, और इधर चलो यार, भैया ना बैठेंगे यार। तुम कहाँ जा रहे हो भाई? अरे यार जाके 22 मिनट की वीडियो पूरी कंप्लीट कराऊंगा मैं। अरे तो पागल हुए और 6 मिनट हुए ही हैं। ये देखो पाकिस्तान का क्रिकेट में जो स्टेडियम में शो हुआ था, लाइव शो, वो हमारे गुनाह में हो रहा है। एक्चुअली कहा जाए तो ये गुनाह से एक्सपायर था पाकिस्तान में, गुनाह से ये चीज़ें ली गई थी। नगर पालिका अध्यक्ष कॉपीराइट के लिए कर रहा है। लेकिन अगर करें भी तो वैसे भी वो भीख मांग के उन्होंने लाइव शो करवाया था, क्या ही हम उनसे ले सकते हैं। और ये पुलिस जा रही है, आदमियों को लूटती रहती है, गरीबों को। चाय नहीं पीते क्या सुनते हैं? अरे पी लो बाहर तो बाहर। देश का झंडा बना हुआ है सभी खम्भों पे। लक्ष्य मोबाइल शॉप, यहाँ पे सिम पोर्ट होती हैं। कैमरामैन सौरभ के साथ आप जुड़े हुए हैं। वैसे तो हम आपको गुनाह के बहुत सारी चीज़ें दिखाएंगे। अभी क्या है, ये हमारे दो जाबाज खिलाड़ी, एक विराट कोहली का फैन है, एक धोनी का फैन है जो रिटायर होने का नाम नहीं ले रहा है। फिक्सिंग कर चुका है फिर भी रिटायर होने का नाम नहीं ले चुका है। और ये विराट कोहली, चलो इसको थोड़ा मान लेते हैं हम। और अब इन लोगों की डिमांड है विराट कोहली फैन और धोनी फैन की विशाल मेगा मार्ट में ज्वाइन कराने के लिए। घर वालों से बोल के आए हैं गांव से, विशाल मेगा मार्ट में जॉब लगने वाली है। और आप देख ही सकते हैं जो अपना विराट कोहली का फैन है, ये अक्षय, अगर देखा जाए तो इनके पापा का नाम है दिलीप श्रीवास्तव और इनकी एक शॉप भी है। ये देखिए दिलीप मार्ट, देखिए दिलीप किराना स्टोर के नाम से।